Yo! What is good? Sixer Nation. Welcome on in to another edition of Philly Take with RB Live. Getting ready to kick off another big season here on the platform. Oh, we got a good one today, man. Sixers Media Day 2024 featuring Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Nick Nurse, Daryl Morey, and more, including the newest superstar. You see him right here on the screen, man. PG8. Dropping the 8 ball. Let's go, man. This is going to be the best season yet. Time for this team to get over the hump, man. Time for them to get it done. And we'll have you covered every single day. I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up. That's all I got. That's how we open the show. I almost forgot how to start the show. That's why I was a minute late, because it's been long. It's been a long time since we went live. We went live for the Olympics. We'll be live during the season. If you are a regular viewer of the show, we go live every game all season long. But I had to dust off the soundboard, man. I had to dust off the switches. It's been too long. It's been too long, man. How's everybody doing? We got some good stuff in store. Media Day will be underway shortly. We will react to all of the press conferences. We will react to Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey. What does Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey have to say about this team? We'll hear from some of the new role players. Caleb Martin, Eric Gordon. We'll hear from all of them, man. How are we feeling, Sixer Nation? Before we jump into this, couple quick things. This one is brought to us by BetUS. Shout out to BetUS. Use the code YouTube150 when you sign up. Shout out to them for always supporting our channel. More on them later. Also, be sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel. A lot of good coverage in store. We are adding more shows this season. We're adding a post-game show. We're adding a weekly show. A lot more to come. Stay tuned on that. But make sure you're subscribed, man. That way you can get active in the chat. Like the show. Let's get it up to 100 likes. What else, man? Follow us on socials. I got to get back in rhythm, man. It's been too long. It's been too long, but I'm fired up. I am pumped up. This team has a lot of expectations. I mean, they finally come into training camp, which starts tomorrow, by the way. We'll have our videos every day like normal for training camp, but they'll be in the Bahamas this year. For once, they don't have any drama. They don't have any drama. It's been a good summer, man. I cannot complain. Welcome on in. Once again, it's Philly Take with RB, brought to you by BetUS. I am fired up. Woo! This is our 5th full year of covering the Sixers. If you count 2019, which was like a half season because of, the season getting delayed and all that, I guess it's our 6th year, but 5th full year of covering the team. You guys have stuck with me through everything, the things that we've been able to achieve because of your support. I will never forget that. I'm truly grateful. Let's have another great kick-ass season, man. Brian Pumper with the $5 super chat. Hold up. We got to hit the horn. How do I hit the horn? It's been too long. It's been too long. Woo! Yes, let's go.
Sir.
Let's go. That's one thing about the show, man. No producers, no bosses in the earpiece. All right, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Unfiltered, raw opinions, emotions every single day. Brian Pumper getting us started off with a $5 super chat, and he's got the best profile picture on YouTube, man. He says, yes, sir, nice change of pace with the Sixers. I could fight Jalen Hurts right now. No cap. Don't know if you guys know about my Eagles channel, A to Z Philly. Look it up. We have been talking Eagles all month long, and I agree, Brian. The Eagles have me just sick right now, and it's a nice change of pace to get some new life in here with the 76ers. So I am fired up, man. Let's talk Sixers. Let's forget about the Eagles for the next couple of weeks while they're on their bye week. I'm going to shout some people out in the chat. One last thing I want to say. Let's see if these press conferences started yet. I don't want to miss anything. Is this Media Day? What is this, dude? Oh, this is like a trailer. This is like a trailer. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing it. They said They promoted this all over the place, but I thought it was going to start at 11, so I was planning on 11 Eastern, but at 10:10 they said it was going to start at 10:30. So I don't know. Now I know Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey will be the first to speak. Keep me updated in the chat. Unless they're speaking right now. Hold on, let's see. Maybe I got to refresh it. I don't understand. Is this the wrong thing? Like, dude, what is this? Are they like skipping around to other press conferences?
Start the work, a lot of work.
All right,
to
let's
get
go.
to where we want to be this year.
What he said. Yeah, just super. We left last time saying I thought we had a lot of work to do at the end of last campaign. That started with filling a number of players' positions, first of all, but I also think a lot of needs. And I think we really did a good job all the way early and all the way till the end. We just kind of kept plugging things we need: backup center, experience, depth, wings, really good players, all those kind of things. So, and again, just reiterating, I'm excited. I think it's, for me, it's getting a chance to get down there and start to see what it all looks like. And, that's the best information I can getting them on the court and starting to go to work, and then trying to forge some kind of identity with this team, which, we certainly have some ideas what we think it can be like, but I think we got to always get out there and see how it all fits together and what it looks like and go from there. But certainly excited to start season number 2 here in Philly.
Let's go, Coach.
Thanks for coming today. We'll open it up for questions.
Questions? Start right there in the second row. We'll bring the mic to you guys. Second row right here.
Guys, I want to say one thing real quick. I know we're a little behind. It seems like they're going to flip back and forth, which is kind of weird. But if you have a better stream, let me know in the chat. We are going to be pausing a little bit to talk about what they say. So I know sometimes people get all up in their feelings, like, oh, why are you pausing it? Look, you could go watch the original show, but I'm just here to analyze and give my thoughts. So I just wanted to put that out there. And shout out to all the members in the chat too, man. A lot of good stuff coming for the members, and we will shout you guys out. Hit that like button, man. Let's go. Let's push this stream around.
So with there's obviously a lot of optimism, and the goal is the goal, but none of that matters if Joel isn't healthy for the playoffs. So I guess what is the plan for this season to make sure that you get that optimized, healthy version of Joel Embiid?
Yeah, we're going to be really smart about it. Obviously, we're very focused on April, May, June. That doesn't mean that the time right now is very important as well. But we're going to be very smart about how we manage him through the season. And there's going to be a lot of information as we learn about how everything's working with the entire roster.
Is that right?
But with Joel specific.
Do you want to hear what they're saying?
I don't.
Hey there, Amy Fadul, Mark Jackson back with you here on Sixers Media Day. We were just hearing from Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey. We will bring you them again. They're continuing to speak up there, but we wanted to break away. No offense to the coach and the general manager, but we had to talk with.
Offense taken. Hold up. What is this? How are they going to break away from their press conference?
Our friend Kelly Oubre.
Hold up now. Hold up. We got to see if there's a better live stream out here. What's going on here, bro? What is this? I'm trying to hear the whole press conference. We got it on here? Is it on the Sixers YouTube channel? Sixers YouTube. Is it on here? Bro, how are they not live streaming on here? This is crazy. All right, we're going on here, man. We're going on here.
Shooting, so there's space for a pretty good idea of what you need around Joel. I think you need
overall cap room, which everyone's constrained by. So
No, I think you always have a pretty good idea of what you need around Joel. I think you need, I think everybody's obvious answer is always let's make sure there's a lot of shooting, so there's space for him to play, and there's ways to punish teams when they
Can you guys hear that?
a lot of people to him. Right? I like the one he touched on, the guys to go.
And it's
Specifically,
buffering.
do you think you need from them this season?
Well, listen, Andre's. I guess let's start with him. I want him to play to his strengths, right? And his strengths obviously are rebounding. That's the one everybody knows and that sticks out. When you play against him, he's also a pretty good roller on offense, and he's a pretty good roll defender. He's got good hands. He gets a lot of deflections and things like that. He does put some pressure on the rim for us as far as screen and roll game, which is really good and needs to do. And listen, I think he's a really talented dude. I think there's more there that we can than just seeing him as a 10 defensive rebounds a game guy. I think there's more he can do. Listen, Bona's pretty good. He's lively, plays hard, great work ethic. He's a rookie. We'll see, right? I think just with all these guys, I believe in the G League. I believe in getting those guys some time, but I also believe if they're there and need to help us and can help us, then the window's always open for them, and that starts tomorrow in practice. And then I think Yabusele was a great pickup just from you're looking at the whole roster all summer long, and you're kind of thinking, well, where is a need there? And I think there was probably a need at the 4 spot. And that's what he is. He's not a 3, and he's not really a 5. Probably can get away with playing him at some small ball 5 if you want to, but he's a 4 that plugs in there, and he should have a good chance to impact the rotation.
Daryl, a little to your left, third row. What's going on? Daryl, you just kind of mentioned about you're going into the offseason trying to get some guys who can play some guts, experience, things like that. I guess what do you see when you see a guy like Caleb Martin out there and being able to bring him in? What do you kind of expect out of him?
Yeah, we love what Caleb brings. I wouldn't forget Kyle Lowry. I mean, I will say, we have a bunch of guys who have played at really high levels in the playoffs. Paul George, obviously, as well. We feel very good what they can bring. We've had some great, not only work on the court, but there's been a lot of the guys getting together. I think some of them were out there. They got together to do Top Golf, to do those kinds of things go a long way. And I think they're able to socialize hey, this is what it takes to a lot of the guys who haven't been there. And I think that goes a long way as you're preparing every day. The season can be a grind, and to have guys who are hey, the work has to be put in now so that we can get to where we want to be later. So we're excited about what they bring culturally as well as on the floor.
For either one of you, or both of you, I guess. I don't know how much you've been around Joe since the Olympics, but what do you hope he might have learned or could take from that experience that can transfer into this season to either make him or the team more successful?
Well, we've been around Joel quite a lot. We were very excited to, he's going to be here for even longer. That was a big part of the off season. I think he talks very positively about his Olympic experience. There's really no downside to being around those great players and doing what they accomplished for the United States under some tough environments. I mean, he really stepped up in key games, key moments, obviously the Serbia game. And, I think he's very proud and excited about the gold medal, and he should be. I mean, that's something that very, very few people get to do. So we were very excited for him and what he accomplished, and now just makes us even more hungry to do it here in the NBA this year.
Nick, over here. Over here?
Yep.
There you go. Obviously, your relationship with Kyle is well documented. I guess what made it important for you to have him back, and what do you envision his role looking like this time around?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Kyle's a winner. We just talked about Joel's medal. Kyle's been there, championship, been in the Olympics. Just listen, he's a veteran presence that brings toughness, brings a super high level of IQ. I just don't think you can have that enough of that around. What his role is, we'll see. I mean, he's hard to keep off the floor sometimes. I don't envision it being as big as last year, but I think we got injuried into that a little bit more than we probably wanted to.
You know, Nurse loves Kyle, man.
Player and brings a lot of intangibles to our team.
Where'd Daryl Morey go?
I'll take that.
Where'd Daryl go? You get a trade in his text
Everybody's
messages?
got another one for me. I'll take it.
Right here, Coach. Right here.
My man just walked off set.
You talked a lot about kind of veteran presence and getting experience on this team. You sign a guy like Reggie Jackson coming from a championship Denver Nuggets team. Can you talk about what exactly you look forward to him bringing and how he can help further develop a guy like Tyrese Maxey?
Yeah, I listen. I'm interested to see Reggie. Of all the guys, I probably don't know. I probably know him the least, to be honest. Obviously, know Kyle and played against Caleb a lot, and Reggie's out there in the West, but was obviously his whole career he's been a unique kind of player. He always finds his role. He scores the basketball. I could see that possibly being a role in a second unit situation, possibly.
Let's go.
Him. Been impressed with his ability to shoot the ball from what I've seen here, wandering around the gym in the fall. And again, that never gets old when you got somebody that can catch and shoot threes. He's got good energy, brings a level of competitiveness.
They've asked him about these guards
programs like you mentioned.
I want to hear about McCain.
But I think it's another good piece of depth to add to our team.
Is McCain going to play?
I was just going to mention real quick that Dave just told me that Dikembe Mutombo passed away. I knew him personally. We were together for many seasons in Houston, obviously very important to the Sixers franchise as well. There aren't many guys like him. Very, just a great human being. When I was a rookie GM in this league, my first chance in Houston, he was someone I went to all the time. He was older than me, which is pretty rare. And, obviously his accomplishments on the court, we don't need to talk about too much, but just amazing human being, what he did off the court for Africa. So anyway, rest in peace, Dikembe.
So that's why he went off. Hey, prayers up. Prayers in the chat, man.
Over here.
Rest in peace, Dikembe Mutombo.
Sorry, over here. Yeah.
It's very sad.
Isabel D. Moore with the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Very sad.
My condolences for your loss. And just speaking of Maxey, what is with getting the extension, your outlook for him and his future with the organization?
Sorry, I'm like, yeah,
I'll take
I'm
it.
a little...
Yeah, listen, I think
Daryl's flustered, man. This is a crazy start to media day.
Super excited and happy for him. Like, you guys get to see him again. He's stronger. He's really had an amazing summer, like laser focused, just on his body, on his skills, on his work. I just don't want to put any thoughts of any ceilings on this guy. I think he's so good. His speed, his deep shooting. He's getting more experience.
I was talking about Maxey.
I think he's getting better defensively. Took a step forward that way. We're expecting more of that. But again, I'm expecting him to take another big step this year. And again, I give Tyrese a lot of credit as being now a foundational piece of this franchise, and also being so good and so much room for improvement.
Nick, you guys this offseason added a Paul George, has this long-standing defensive reputation in the NBA, and Caleb Martin, who's so used to playing all those zone defenses down in Miami. Are you excited for what they can unlock for your team on that end, specifically in those zone defenses you've liked to play over the years?
I am. I think that you certainly in this to win it right now in this day and age, you got to have two-way players, right? And those guys are both capable at both ends of doing high-level things. But I think there's some good versatility and length with him, those two, and with Oubre. Got some good size back protecting the rim, I think, with Joel and Andre. Got some feisty speed up in front of them and in the guards.
You know, I like.
So I mean, listen, I think we got a chance to be really good defensively.
Let's go. That's what I like to hear.
Which is what I like. Yeah.
I'll just say real quick, man, like, you know, Nurse is doing his best job to kind of hold down the fort here. I kind of feel bad for Daryl, if I'm being honest. I mean, his, you know, obviously his former buddy here and a part of his organization in Houston just passed away and they're making him answer questions. It's like, you know, Sixers Media Day never fails to bring some kind of surprise. For this year, it's fine. There's finally no drama with the team, but, you know, kind of a tough way to make him sit up there and have to answer questions. So I know Embiid will probably talk about it too.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, let him go, man. Guys, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We got over 300 in the house. Thank you all for being here, man. We are reacting live to Sixers Media Day. Little bit off to a shaky start. I don't know why the Sixers are not streaming this on YouTube. That they absolutely fumbled the bag, but we're here. We're here, so we got you covered. We're going to react to all the press conferences. Rest in peace to Dikembe Mutombo. Emotional Daryl Morey out here at the presser because, you know, he used to be the GM in Houston and Mutombo, and there's a lot of connection there. So, yeah, emotional Daryl Morey. I feel like couple things that he said that I picked up there were Embiid. They said they're going to load manage Embiid a lot better this year. They're going to be cautious with how they handle him, which I think is huge. And the one thing I picked up from Nurse is that, you know, you need two-way players to win. You need high-level two-way players. So they emphasized that. I didn't hear this because we were trying to find the stream, but on Twitter, somebody put out the quote that Daryl Morey pretty much said this was a much more traditional offseason, maybe his first traditional offseason. And then the other thing I picked up is what Nick Nurse said about Tyrese Maxey there at the end. He said, I don't want to put a limit on how great he can be. And he said that he's expecting Tyrese Maxey to take another big step and that he's improved defensively and all these different things. And, you know, I've been saying that now for the last couple of weeks. Sixer fans kind of got mad at me because I said that Maxey could be in the MVP convo, but, you know, I don't think Maxey will win the MVP because he has Joel and PG on his team. But the level of greatness that Maxey has shown, the way he's improved year over year, why not? Why can't Maxey take a leap into another tier this season? So I think Tyrese is going to be huge. Nick Nurse doubles down on that. So I'm excited. But that's really all I got so far. I guess Embiid will come up next or whoever else. We got 350 in the chat though, guys. 25 more likes to 100. Get us there. We will be covering everything all season long. We got you with all the coverage, man. We got you covered, man. Let me give a shout out to some of the members in here. We got Lexi in the house. We got Ryan P. What's up? RJ7 Deuce. What's up, my man? What's up, my man? Shout out to RJ. Shout out to all the channel members, man. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff, giveaways and extra perks and things like that. So feel free to become a member. $3.99 a month. You probably paid more for a breakfast sandwich today. We're going to, at some point, switch the chat to members chat. So I definitely want to, you know, incentivize and give shout outs to the members. But tough way to start media day. You know, usually it's been a lot of drama, but Daryl Morey up there emotional after that. Here's what he said. I'll read you the quote in case you're just coming in. He said, I knew him personally. We were together for many seasons. He's obviously important to the Sixers franchise as well. There aren't many guys like him, just a great human being. When I was a rookie GM in the league, my first chance in Houston, he was someone I went to all the time. Obviously, his accomplishments on the court, but an amazing human being. What he did off the court for Africa. Rest in peace, Dikembe. So RIP, man. RIP in the chat. One of the most iconic big men ever. One of the most iconic big men ever, man. Changed the game. There's certain guys that just change the game. How many seasons did Dikembe play in the league? Had to be like 16 maybe. Let's see. 18. 18 seasons. I was close. Played for the Sixers back in 2001. 8-time NBA All-Star. 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. What an absolute monster. What a monster, man. 3 times he led the league in blocks. Shout out to Dikembe, man. All right, well, let's try to turn this a little positive, man. Let's give some shout outs to the people in the chat. Get active up in here. Who else we got up in here, man? BLSG, what's up? Chiquita, what's going on? We have Albert, what's up, man? Brother Hannibal. Feels really good to see a lot of you regulars back in the chat. We'll be doing our game day show this year. We'll have extra shows as well, but a lot of coverage on the way. Speed Demon, what's going on, my man? Good to see you back in here. Money Mar, what's up? Says Dikembe was one of the greatest humans. Yeah, not only on the court, but, you know, the amount of, like, donations that he gave back to his hometown, you know, just the opportunities he provided for a lot of different kids who were in need, man. He's a good human being. And that's really sad. Run it back, Philly. What's up, my guy? Peel says, can they talk about Jared McCain? That's what I want to hear. I don't understand it, unless they did ask him about that and we weren't on the stream yet. Did they ask him about Jared McCain? Because I didn't hear a question. And, you know, they talked about Kyle Lowry and they talked about Reggie Jackson. And it's starting to feel like they're not even going to play Jared McCain. That NBC Philly, man. I don't know what. Are they doing the press conferences on NBC Philly? Like, this is so out of whack, dude. This is so out of whack. I don't know why they didn't just have. Someone said NBC Philly. Is that where they're doing the pressers? I don't like what they're doing on NBC Philly. They're like switching back and forth. They started doing the Morey nurse press conference and then they switched in the middle of it. So then I had to come here. Sorry, though. I got you guys covered, man. Let's see if we can get the YouTube one up.
Do? Well, I think what happens is you need to like get some data.
Dude, what the heck is this?
Right? You need to get. So I need to kind of like let the ball get out there. Let's run our stuff and let's see what it all.
There's no way that this is what they're doing. Usually they have it streaming on the Sixers YouTube and they just have a full press conference. I think we're just going to stand on the Sixers Twitter here, man. Also, guys, should the Sixers get Marcus Morris back? Yes or no? Should they sign Marcus Morris back? The Knicks waived Marcus Morris and Chuma Okeke. This comes after the Karl Anthony Towns trade, which still hasn't been finalized, by the way. They're trying to include other teams as well so they can make it work financially. But Sixer fans were in an uproar when I said they should get Marcus Morris back. They keep saying, RB, why do you love Marcus Morris so much? Why are you so obsessed with Marcus Morris? I'm not obsessed with Marcus Morris. I like him as a player, but I like power forwards. I don't think people remember that the Sixers have no power forwards on the team. They have one who hasn't played in the NBA in 6 seasons. The Sixers have no current power forwards on the roster. Marcus Morris came in off the bench last season and had a nice spark for the team. He's not the best player in the world. He's not the best role player in the world, but he can play. And you gave him a damn key to the city. So, yeah, if there's a power forward out there, I know they're setting up, future trade with KJ Martin and, they're going to be looking around in the first couple months of the season. But they need something, man. This team has no power forwards. It's crazy. I would take him back. I would. Bela, she says 100 likes. Let's wake up the neighbors, man. Let's go. Hit the thumbs up. We got 350 people in the house. Hit that thumbs up, man. Are the Sixers going to give us some pressures? Let's see.
The next summer.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go back to the beginning here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yabusele over Marcus Morris. Watch says run it back. Yeah, I like Yabu. But I think he's going to have to get acclimated a little bit better. Definitely a better rebounder, though. Let's go, Joel. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Joe. Since you've been here, have you figured out or learned what kind of team you need to have around you to get to where you want to go? Like, you've had a lot of different teammates cycle through here, a lot of different styles of play. Have you come to any kind of conclusions about what kind of group needs to be here to get the job done?
Yeah. Consistency. That's really all I demand. I think I mentioned in the past, if you keep switching guys every 1 year, 2 years, I don't think that takes you anywhere. If you look at, some of the teams that have won, most of those guys have been together for a while. So
that's true.
I think for me, it's all about consistency. You can go back through the years, especially when we actually started getting better, the Jimmy year. I mean, we had him for half a year, and then, JJ, the next summer, they were gone. And
for someone like yourself, you just spent time at the UN talking about growing the game in Africa. Can you articulate a little bit about what he has meant to you as a big man, as someone from the same continent, and what it feels like to sort of carry the torch from players like him as you move on in your career on and off the floor?
Yeah, I mean, I just heard about it. My condolences to, his family. So it's a sad day, especially for us Africans and really the whole world, because, other than what is accomplished on the basketball court, I think he was even better off the court. Those are some of the guys. He's one of the guys that I look up to as far as, having an impact, not just on court, but off the court. He's done a lot of great things. He did a lot of great things, for a lot of people. So, I mean, that's, it was a role model of mine. So, yeah, like I said, it is a sad day, and yeah.
Joel, can you just speak to, I guess, the excitement that you guys have this season? Comparable to years in the past, like media day, you guys were always being asked, how come Ben doesn't want to play, or what's up with Ben? Last year,
exactly, that's what I said.
James Harden. Now you guys have PG and a new roster, and everybody's talking about championship or possibly contending. Can you just speak to that?
I mean, it is extremely important to go into camp, obviously, without any negativity or outside noise. Obviously, the last few years, we've had a lot of those. So I think, like I said, it's extremely important. But I think, with the team that we built this year, and it's not just about this year. I see this as a, long-term thing. Obviously, I want to finish my career here, and I just extend it. I think at
Let's
least,
go, Joe.
PG signed a 4-year deal. Who knows, if he still wants to play after? But I think we got a pretty good opportunity to, be consistent, which is something that I just talked about. And we have a lot of new guys, so got to get everybody on the same page. And it's going to take time. There might be growing pains, but I think we got guys that just fit on and off the court, and that's what you need. you know, when it comes to team building and culture. So, you know, I'm excited to, you know, just go out there and, you know, kind of, you know, my job, I feel like this year is to empower those guys, you know, especially.
Let's go, man.
I think, you know, there's another step he can take, and he's going to take it. I think my job is to just go out there and, you know, just let him be, you know, the guy, because I know that, you know, at some point it's when, you know, when it comes down to it, he's going to come in handy. So, you know, same thing with Paul, you know, just, you know, and, you know, some of the other guys that, you know, that we added, Caleb, you know, Gershon, you know, so, and you know, we added a lot of guys. Feels like we have a brand new team.
A follow-up question: can you just speak to your health, like in your knee? You also look like you're in pretty good shape. Did you shed some lbs, lose weight, and
Shed some lbs, says Keith Pompey.
I'm all right.
He's in the best shape of his life, Keith.
25, 30. So
he's shredded.
Yeah, I still got ways to go. Still wanna lose more, but it's a process. I think for me, and you know, Daryl will tell you this. You know, as soon as we lost last year, I just texted him. I was like, we gotta do whatever it takes to make sure that in the postseason I'm healthy. So
that's a fact.
This year is all about, you know, there's no agenda, there's no all-star, there's no, you know, all NBA, there's none of that. Is whatever it takes to, you know, make sure that, you know, I get to that point and, you know, I'm ready to go, because
that's a big quote right there.
Yeah, for the past, you know, basically every single year of my career, I've been hurt in the playoffs. So.
Yo, did y'all hear that? He said, there's no agenda this year, man. No all-stars, no MVPs. I don't give a crap. He said, get me to the playoffs healthy. I'm tired of getting there every year injured. The guy's focused on one thing, winning. And another thing that he said is that Tyrese Maxey is going to be the guy. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not just out here spewing BS. There are going to be games. There are going to be stretches where Tyrese Maxey has to be the number one, where he's going to be the guy, because Joel doesn't want to drop 55 every game in November and get injured by the time January rolls around. You can see it, man. You can see it.
So I think, you know, that's the goal. And, you know, it's all about doing whatever it takes to get there. And, you know, physically, you know,
Yo, new roster.
Nah. They keep doing this with this stream, man. Trying to watch it.
Playoffs. So I think, you know, that's the goal. And, you know, it's all about doing whatever it takes to get there. And, you know, physically, you know, like I said, my job.
My gosh.
This year,
dude, Twitter streaming sucks.
I have a pretty good chance.
Hey, Joe. You just kind of mentioned like the whole new roster and just everything else. I guess just from a basketball standpoint, like when you look at a guy like Caleb, Reggie, and, you know, Gershon, what they can bring to the table, I guess, like, what do you kind of see as you being the leader and the star of this team right now?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, my job this year and what I really want to focus on is empowering these guys. And, you know, there's, like I said, I will do it when I have to put us in a position.
All right, I'm just going to let it play live
so like
just to keep skipping it.
The guys that we added, you know, Paul, you know, that guy over there taking another step, you know, Caleb, Gershon, what am I forgetting? Eric, you know, we added a lot of guys. You know, Kyle is back, man, so I think, you know, I'm focused, yeah, I guess. But yeah, that's my job this year, and then, you know, really fit in, you know, when I'm needed.
Joel, your experience.
Joel's firing me up right now, guys.
Exactly that teach you
I'm
about
pumped.
this mentality of being able to defer is not the right word, but kind of support around Tyrese Maxey and Paul George and enable them to kind of lead the show.
I would say it was great, but I don't think he's anything I didn't know before. You know, even before the Olympics, and, you know, that was my mindset anyways. You know, that's what I wanted to do. Like I said in the past, felt like I've had to do it, and then this year, I don't think I'm gonna have to do it, unless I have to do it. So, I really have a lot of confidence in these guys to figure it out, and for me to just use myself as a decoy to allow them to just be themselves and be good at what they do best. So I think, like I said,
that was like a low-key shot at Tobias.
Winning, I finally won something. I finally got past I finally got to the conference finals, and I won something.
Let's
so
go.
it was fun.
Let's go.
But yeah, it was a great experience. So winning is great. So as long as
he got a taste of winning now.
It doesn't matter what the role is, and what I did. That's what matters.
Doesn't matter what the role I did.
That's it.
And Embiid's done. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're noticing, right? Hold on, let me go back 1 second. 2 things I noticed, man. 1, Joel Embiid is in great shape. I know we say that every year. Like I said the other day, look at him. He is shredded. He's losing weight. He is locked in. Second thing I notice is, look at the way he's looking, man. Usually he comes into media day, he's goofing around, he's just making jokes. He's locked in, man. He's locked in. Yo, he is locked in. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, he wants blood, man. He wants blood. Let's go.
And
let's go.
How do you look,
Tyrese?
Considering that there are much larger things at stake?
Woo! Let's go.
I don't think it would be seamless. I think
superstar Tyrese Maxey.
I mean, of course. I mean, everybody just. It's a lot of fresh faces. Got to learn the different offenses. Got to learn each other. Got to learn what each other like, where each other likes the ball, what combinations work, what combinations don't work. So once we figure all that out, I think it'll be great. But I mean, we have the right coach, the right support system, the right coaching staff that's going to go out there every single night and try to win games, but still try to get the camaraderie right and step in the right direction come postseason time. So.
Tyrese.
He's going to be so good this year.
Forgot my question. Next.
That's impossible.
There you go. Go ahead, James. Thank you.
I'll take over. James Jackson, WIP. We heard from Daryl Morey and your head coach about kind of the veteran guards that they brought in, guys like Reggie Jackson, bringing Kyle Lowry back, Eric Gordon too. So can you talk about some of the veteran leadership that you're gonna get to work with, and how that you look forward to developing your game even further as you go on?
Yeah. Everybody that we brought back was really good. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be great for the 76ers, the Philadelphia 76ers at that the guards that we have are, I'm going to use this for Kyle Lowry, old. Reggie Jackson, E.G., they're not old, but Kyle Lowry's old.
You just called him old.
But they're not just veterans, but they're like seasoned vets. Like, they've been in tough situations. Reggie Jackson has, been on a championship team. E.G. has been very close, you know what I'm saying? Kyle Lowry led a championship team. So it's just like those guys have championship pedigree, championship experience. And, we're going to need them. We're going to need them we're going to use their voice, need their play, and need their leadership.
Also, I just want to confirm.
Left. Do you left? Are you?
Embiid said he did say he lost 25 to 30 pounds.
Every day is like 1% get better every day for you.
Best shape of his life, ladies and gentlemen.
What are you trying to work on all summer and maybe add to your game that maybe you didn't have in the past?
I can't tell you all my secrets. That would be just throwing away a lot of hard work. No, but for me, I went into the off season with like 3-4 bullet points that I wanted to get better at, and I think that made it a lot easier for me. I did that the last year as well, and I just feel like I know what I want to get better. I know what I want to work on. I know what my strengths and my weaknesses are, and trying to turn my weaknesses into strengths. One was just like getting my body right, making sure that I was, 100% ready to, play an 82 game season and, a postseason as well. I feel like last year was my first year as far as kind of leading the charge, and it was difficult, playing in back-to-backs and playing heavy minutes. Sometimes, the body has to hold up for that. So I knew I needed to get a little bit stronger, endurance a little bit more. I don't get tired when I'm running, but, the body can get tired sometimes. So think that was one of the main bullet points. The other ones were just wait and see if they worked, throughout the offseason.
Guys, like the show, man. 500 people in the chat. Let's go. Get us to 500 likes.
Yeah, I took a lot. I mean, for the first couple of games, like I said this on, I think, PG podcast. In the following years, like the first 2 years of my career when Joel didn't play or James didn't play or, whoever was not playing, I would just go out there and score a lot of points, and it would be easy because, like, they didn't have that type of scouting report on me. But now I feel like they had a scouting report on me. They kind of tried to base the defense around me and try to get me to do things that I didn't like to do, and then different traps and box and one. So I had to figure that part of the game out. But once I kind of figured that out, like towards the end of the year, I feel like we was more successful. But it takes time, man. It takes a lot of time. It's not easy. Like, I didn't see traps in high school. I didn't see box and ones in high school. I definitely didn't see them in college. So my first time seeing it is in the NBA, the highest level of basketball. So that's difficult. But it's been great, and I appreciate that. I mean, we didn't want to be without Joel in that time, but I think it definitely made me into a better player.
So, Tyrese, when you talk about, I know you talked about it's going to be tough, and I guess,
Here comes Keith.
Bring in different people, you got to learn personalities, how to play with them. With you being a point guard, what do you think is going to be like for you, though? What's the biggest thing that you're going to have to overcome this season?
I think the biggest thing for me is just knowing everybody, when they want the ball, how they want the ball, how to get guys involved at all times. That's one of the biggest things that I worked on this summer, and that's something that you can't work on by yourself. I had a lot of people with me, in and out with me this summer, friends, family, and
his new girl.
A lot of days where I kind of play like 3-on-3, 4-on-4, where all I did was pass and try to put guys in the right spot to score the ball. And I think that really grew my game, not just for seeing the game, but like my communication level of the game, like putting guys in the right spot, telling guys, okay, go here, go there. And me being probably the point guard on this team is going to be, it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be, I have to be that demanding. I have to be trying to control the game at times. So I think I'm ready for it. I mean, I'm getting old, honestly. I'm 23 years old. So I'm like ancient at this point, right?
23 years old.
But,
23 years old.
Nah, I mean, I'm happy, man. I just, honestly, I want to be able to go out into, South Philly and hear clap your hands, everybody, almost every game, right?
Let's go. We're playing a song for you, Tyrese, after every win. Let's go.
Like, I want to be a starter, right? Then next thing you know, I would like to be an all-star. I would like to get paid. What are your goals for this season?
I have a lot of goals. Every day. So I used to do this thing where, like, in elementary school, I think, or middle school, maybe, I can't remember. But every day before the first day of school, I'll write down my goals, spiritual goals, I'll write down my academic goals, and I'll write down my basketball goals. Well, now I'm just writing down my spiritual goals and my, my basketball goals. So it's like I wrote down my goals, the night before training camp. So yesterday, last night, and right before I went to sleep. So I have those goals. I don't need to display those goals, but my main goal is for myself that I can display is help this team rally around each other and get, I say it all the time, 1% better every day, but I really do mean that. This team is going to have to get 1% better every day. We're going to have to step in the right direction come towards the end of the season to accomplish the goals that we want. So we can't really have we're going to have setbacks. We're going to go backwards, but if we go 3 steps back, we need to go 4 steps forward. You know what I mean? That type
3
of mindset.
3 steps back, 4 steps forward.
I think I'll bring that to the team.
Yo, you guys hear how he's talking right now?
With
He's 23.
This offseason,
Superstar.
Progression that you're looking to make that you just spoke of. How do you feel you stack up against the Celtics, the Knicks, the Bucks, the Pacers, those teams?
I mean, honestly, you're not gonna like my answer, but we're working on ourselves. We have to focus on the 76ers. Like, we have to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, that's going to be our main focus. Then we can worry about those teams, you know what I'm saying, when we match up with them. But right now we have to get ourselves right. We have to know
That's a good
how
answer.
we want to play. We have to know who's going to play with who, what groups look good with what groups, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't worry about the outside competition till you know what the 76ers look like. But once we figure that out, we have a guy in Joel Embiid who is a generational talent, and whenever you have him on your team, you're shooting for the stars. You're not gonna go low. You're always gonna go high. And then you bring in guys like PG, myself here. Kelly's back. Caleb. the list goes on and on. Drum's back. Like when you have a roster of this statue, I mean, you are trying to win. You know what I mean? So I think we stack up fine. I mean, but as soon as we get ourselves right, then we can start worrying about the other competition.
Tyrese, you've played a little bit with Paul in the offseason. What is he like on your side versus what you perceived of him as an opponent?
Yeah, I definitely rather have him on our team than have to, switch and guard him. I really have to have a conversation with the media team for some of the clips that they posted when he got on this team, but it's okay. But nah,
He's still mad about
he's somebody who can do a lot of different things. You can kind of just plug and play him too. That's the crazy part about him. Like he's
plug and play,
an all-star, all-NBA player for almost a decade, I think. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he knows how to play. He knows how to play a role if he has to play. He knows how to bail you out if he has to. And then at the end of the day, he can also play defense and guard multiple positions. So that's going to really help us a lot as well. So I think, Nick Nurse is going to do a good job of featuring him and putting him in the right spots to be successful. And he's a guy who's hungry. He wants to go get something that he doesn't have. And we appreciate him for joining our team, the Philadelphia 76ers, and trying to do something special.
And we appreciate him for taking over Tobias's role. Nick Marchetti, $2 super chat. What's up, my guy? Says he took Bryce Young's girl. Poor dude is a bust. All time, all season for Tyrese Maxey, man. This guy is on an absolute heater. Gets paid, gets a new girl. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey.
Your answer,
and he's talking like a superstar.
Aside, you obviously know what your group's expectations are.
Hit the thumbs up button, man.
Addressing that, and how
almost 600 in the chat.
Few weeks since you've got this team put together, in terms of looking ahead to what you're trying to do and what it will take to do the stuff that you need to get there.
I think the biggest thing that you address is, like, for me, we know what the goal is. Like, we don't have to talk about it. Like, we're not about to sit here and just harp on every day. Yes, I think you need to mention those things because if that's your goal, then you have to attack it. So, yes, we have to mention it. But I think what our goal right now is, especially before we even get to preseason and training camp and, probably even before we get to December, it's just to, like, figure out, okay, what groups go well with who? How we want to play? Do we want to play fast? Do we want to play slow? Who rotations? Okay, how do we want to play? How do we want to get PG involved? How do we want to get Joe involved? Like, where do I fit in? How do we get, what I'm saying? Well, I was saying, KJ, like, it's so many different pieces that we have, so many different
Maxey,
ways
the coach?
that we can play. That's what I've learned from, like, just this offseason. Like, man, we have so many different interchangeable parts, which is a blessing.
Maxey, the coach?
Once we figure that out, the sky's the limit.
Also, I want to just shout out the Sixer Nation in the chat, man. I see some of these Knicks fans rolling in here. The Sixers own real estate in the Knicks' heads, man. Like, look they're in our Media Day live stream. Media Day. The season hasn't even begun. It's not even close to starting yet. Couple weeks away. We are living in the Knicks' heads right now. Shout out to Sixer Nation. It's going to be a great freaking season, man. Let's go. Let's go. But no, I appreciate Knicks Nation tuning into the Sixers live stream, man. Philly Take with RB. Let the Knicks Nation know, man. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Hey, Tyrese. You mentioned that you're old now, 23. So just what is it like for you now that you're kind of one of the more
small mistake is magnified in those big games? So I think that's where I kind of come in at. And for me, I've always been, I think, a natural born leader growing up. But I think the first couple years of my career were meant for me to learn and soak up a lot of different things from a lot of different people. And I think I did that. Shout out to Doc, shout out to Sam, shout out to Tobias, Danny, James, all those people who kind of poured into me, and I appreciate them for that. And now I feel like I'm still learning, still soaking up a lot of information from a lot of different people. But now it's my turn to go out there and lead. And, try to bring guys along with me, not just my work ethic, but, my mentality and my mindset. I mean, y'all know who I am. I love to win. I hate losing more than I like winning. So that's the mindset that I'm trying to bring to the table and bring to this team, and try to do it very professionally as well.
Can you imagine if he plays for the Sixers till he's like 40?
You're on the team after Joel. Just as recently as 2 years ago, you guys were the only ones who are here now that were just here 2 years ago. Have you talked with Joel about how crazy it's been that it is just you two that from those 2 years they're still here, and
they need to put RB in the press conference?
Two guys who have been here.
You guys agree or disagree?
Initiate everyone else into the roster.
You got to put RB in here,
it's
man.
Kind of crazy, man. Like, one, it's a blessing. So I thank God every single day that I can be here. Honestly, I walk into the facility now. I was telling my mom, like, maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. I brought my little cousin up here to shoot like after, and he was just shooting and working out, whatever. But like, I'm so blessed, man. I'm so happy. Every single time I walk in the facility, I get excited all over again. Like, man, like this is my dream. Like I dreamed of this. Like I really worked extremely hard to get here, and now I can just work and get better every single day. And
This guy wants to be freaking great, man.
So one,
He
I'm
wants
blessed
to be great.
Get that long, and two, yeah, we are. And but it's good. It's a good thing though. You know, these are two guys that really want to win and really work extremely hard to be successful, and not just individually, but for team success, this franchise. And I appreciate them for putting their trust in not just myself, but Joel also. And, you know, now we got to go out here and perform on the court and put this roster together and let KJ Martin come talk.
Yo, shout out to Maxey, man. It's always a great moment. It's never dull. Guy wants to be great, man. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, man. So that was Tyrese Maxey. And now we got KJ Martin, who might be a trade chip in a couple months. But, hey, at least he got paid. At least he got paid. I did talk to KJ at Summer League. Shout out to KJ.
Over here, man. How's it going?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
I'll keep those
just wondering,
stories
what's your
buried,
level
though.
of comfort now with the team? Obviously, you got traded early in the season last year, so you didn't get the training camp and everything. You have a full season with them. Re-signed this offseason. Just wondering, like, how you're feeling comfortably wise, like, back with the team this season.
I feel great. I mean, obviously, I'm back with a couple guys. I was on the team last year. Me and PG had our little short stint together in LA, and then me and Eric played with each other for 3 years in Houston. So a couple familiar faces, a couple new guys, and guys that I played with last year. So now I feel real comfortable just being able to have a summer with them, work out in LA, and then come here, work out also, and then now have an actual, training camp with the team I'm going to be on. It helps a lot.
KJ, there seems to be a potential opportunity for a lot of minutes, maybe at the 4 this year. A lot of opportunity to potentially help out in the rebounding battle as well. How do you feel that you can potentially fit in a role on this team?
I feel like I could fit great. Like you said, rebounding was, I felt like, an issue during that Knicks series. So
Yep.
I mean, I can use my athleticism well. But, yeah, no, there's a lot of time at the 4. I played the 4 mainly in Houston a lot, a little bit of the 3, small ball 5. So, yeah, I feel like I get plugged in a lot of places. The summer, I had, like, a shooting coach for basically the whole summer. That was the first thing I started with. I didn't leave the paint for, like, 2 weeks, just tweaking my shot a little bit, just working on it. So that was a big thing this summer, just coming into the season, just being super consistent from 3 and obviously do what I do, just get to the basket, cut, and defend. So, no, I feel like I fit great this year.
Yo, what up, KJ?
What up?
I like that. I like
You
that.
just mentioned Eric. You played with him for 3 years. What does he kind of bring to the table? I guess that's in terms of toughness. And everything.
Eric Gordon's the old head of the squad for sure.
Obviously,
How old is he?
season year was
Feels like he's 45.
So he's been around for a long time. Obviously, he can shoot the ball
35.
well, super strong. Defensively, he could guard bigger guys just with his strength in the post. But just his leadership, he doesn't say a lot, but when he does, talk and help out, the stuff he says is meaningful. So, no, it was great to have him back. Like I said, he's been in the NBA a long time. He knows how to win games. He's played in meaningful games, so he's gonna help us a lot. Good, thanks.
Damn, they only asked him 3 questions. They said, you out of here, KJ. All right, guys, I got a question for you in the chat. Sixer Nation, welcome in. Almost 600 people in here. My question to the chat is, who do you think is going to be the hidden gem on this team? If there's one player, one position, who do you think is going to rise up and really have an underrated year? Could it be KJ Martin? This team needs 4s. Could KJ actually prove us all wrong and be a valuable player, and maybe they keep him around? What do you guys think? That's my question to the chat. Before we jump into the next press conference, I got to give a shout out to our great partner of today's show, BetUS. Ladies and gentlemen, get a 150% deposit match bonus on your first deposit over on betus.com right now. Just go sign up, use the code YouTube150, get a 150% deposit on your first deposit, get a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits. Shout out to them, always being a great partner of the show. Speaking of Joel Embiid, who we were just listening to a few minutes ago, they got him at number 4 on the MVP odds. You guys agree with that? I think that's a little bit too low. I know you got PG, you got Maxey, but just the level of dominance that this guy asserts, I would have him above Giannis. I would have him above SGA, and I think he could win it. I really do. But based on the load management, not playing enough games for the new requirement, will he win it? Probably not, but I definitely think he could be in the running. So give me your guys' thoughts on that. Once again, shout out to BetUS. Get a 150% bonus. Use the code YouTube150. Shout out to them for partnering with the show. Who do you guys think is going to be the hidden gem on this team? I see Kelly Oubre, KJ Martin, Sixer Daily. What's up? Ricky Council. Who else we got? Kelly, KJ Martin, Ricky Council. A lot of people are saying this is the breakout year for Ricky. Could this be the breakout year for Ricky Council? First season without Tobias. There you go. Hey, here's PG, man.
Being elite at all levels.
Let's go.
This is the first time.
Let's go. Could it be PG?
Elite point guard and big man.
Not really a hidden gem, but let's go.
So, I mean, for us, it's kind of just countering off each other. I think it's nothing's forced for one person to kind of take that load alone. We can kind of share that responsibility. But I see us flowing. You know, I see us flowing. I think all of us can kind of play our game within the game. Joel obviously dominant in the paint. And
You got to get closer to the mic, bro.
Tyrese is amazing in transition and you know,
The zesty TikToker.
setting as well and you know, having a floor spaced around him.
Yabusele, let's go, man.
You know, being able
Big
to play
Drummond. Yo,
and-
Andre's a
and
big
play in
pickup.
transition with Tyrese. So I think kind of all three of us can flow and make the game easy for all of us. I love sharing the ball and I love being aggressive to score. So I kind of think all three of us look at the game the same way.
Love the way PG's answered everything since he's been here. Love the podcast. I think that'll give us some good insight during the year.
Your reaction might be to
Maybe we'll get him on a collab show.
hard left.
PG, come on the show.
Right here.
Got it.
Got it. You ever cross paths with Dikembe?
No, I haven't. I actually just heard about the news. Tough loss for the NBA. Tough loss for Philadelphia. And everyone that's affected in his loss. Condolences to his family. But I just heard about the news. It's unfortunate.
Paul, keep right over here. You know, you've been in the league for a minute. How good do you think this team can be? Like, you know, they have you, they have some bench guys, and you also have Tyrese and Joel Embiid, 3 All-Stars. You know, what's your expectations with this team this season?
I think we'll be really good. I will be hopeful that we're one of the best teams in the NBA. Top 3 in the East for sure.
Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, I think we should be able to compete for a championship.
Let's go, PG.
You know, you think of Joel being one of the best, if not the best big in the NBA. Tyrese being one of the young stars, up and coming perennial all-stars in this league. But then you just, you know, you have veteranship, you have leadership, you have guys that have been in meaningful games, meaningful playoff runs. It's a well-balanced group. So I do think we have high expectations of being one of the best teams and the last team standing.
Yeah, you could just tell that podcast really gives him good experience with speaking. I love the way he answers questions. He's not just spewing a bunch of BS. I like it, man. Or he's not just hesitant to not say anything.
Did that
Shout out
help
to
you
PG.
in regards to coming here, or were you always that way, like a giving player? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter about stats, because it's hard when you're the man to go somewhere else and you see somebody else getting shots and you got to do other things.
Yeah, I think great question. I think it's just the nature of the game, right? Like, for a young guy coming into the league, I think being placed in Indiana, you want to define and figure out who you are in the NBA. And I always saw myself as being one of the best players in the league and wanting to be in that category. So initially, it's, you know, I wanted it to be mine, right? Like, I wanted, in a selfish way of, like, pushing myself to be great is I wanted the team to be mine. Like I wanted everything to fall on my shoulders. I wanted that pressure. I wanted to be compared to the guys that took over for their teams. But then going through it, having injuries and going up against a competitive and a well-balanced and superstar team in Miami, you can't do it alone. You know, you need star power, you need firepower. Not to say that I didn't have that in Indiana, but you know, you do figure out that like, all right, this is a challenge to win a championship, being a lone superstar. And so it wasn't taking the easy route, but it was just kind of understanding the landscape of where the league was going, and to where, you know, I felt that I did need help at that moment. I couldn't win the championship alone. And so the trade with Russ was first time realizing or first time being thrown into like playing off of another superstar and sharing the ball and sharing the workload. And then learning from that, you know what I mean? Going into the next season, learning from that experience of what it's like playing alongside another star, to where I was to the point of like, all right, now I'm with Kawhi. I know what it's like playing off someone else that's just as special and talented. So then work on all the little things, like what does it mean to win and do whatever it takes to win. Whether I'm the star or the two option. And I think it was just kind of just realizing that throughout my career of what that looks like.
He's just a professional, man.
Right here.
That's all I could say.
guys,
And he knows how to answer
players
questions.
Daryl added this offseason. You look at their ages, you know, you're 34, Eric's 35, Reggie's 34, Kyle already here at 38, Caleb 29.
We're old, I get it.
Well, from your experience in the league, how do you know whether a team is on the right side of the line of being too old versus being tough and experienced and the kind of team that knows how to win games when it really matters to win games?
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, we all have aged well. I still feel youthful. I still feel young. And I still feel I can play at a high level. I think the beauty in it is having the youth around us in KO and Caleb Martin, Tyrese. You know, you need those engines as well. You need those young legs as well. So I think it's just a good mixture that we have here. We have the veterans that know how to win when it matters. But then you have the guys that can kind of get us to that point where we can kind of put our imprint, either it's late in games or late in the season. So I think it's just having that balance. I think you can't have too many on the older spectrum, and, you know, teams aren't ready to win on the younger spectrum. So I think we're kind of right in the middle of where you need to be to compete for a championship.
Hey, Paul, right in here in the middle. Mike Borknoff with The Athletic. Kind of to what Keith was asking about earlier, but because you have been on teams with at least one other star player before, what have you learned from those experiences about how to assimilate to a new team, a new star teammate, and how to make sure everyone is happy and the fit is seamless, and not just on the court, but personality-wise? Obviously, there are egos in play. Like, what have you learned from that time that you're going to try to apply to Philadelphia that things go well?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate that the teams that I've had played on with Russ, with Kawhi, they're pretty, like, egoless in terms of team basketball and accepting other stars on the team. So I was very fortunate in that aspect to kind of grow and be around those guys. But, I mean, the conversations with Joel coming here, conversations with Tyrese, we all want each other to be themselves. That's the only way this thing is going to work. You know, I got to be Paul George. Joel's got to be Joel Embiid. Tyrese got to be Tyrese Maxey.
That's a good point.
For this thing to work and for us to learn and figure out how to play amongst one another. So that was just the conversations to have. See Uncle Reg?
Yeah, shout out to PG's son, man. He's holding it down right now. He's holding down the fort.
For me, I've kind of never had an ego outside of my first couple years thinking that I had to be the man from a selfish standpoint to win. But outside of that, bless you. Yeah, I don't have an ego when it comes to this basketball game. I know what I can do and what I'm capable of. And I can play in any system, any style, play off any player, play with any player. And it's kind of one thing that I pride myself on.
Yeah, James Jackson, WIP. Paul, you've talked a little bit on your podcast and other forums about kind of the intensity and what it's like playing in the city of Philadelphia and for Sixers fans. Just wondering if you can expand on that a little bit. Your perspective as an opposing player coming here, what that was like, and how you think that's going to be like now wearing the Sixers colors, playing for this fan base and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't click until I got here and hearing how passionate the fans were. But then going back in those moments of playing against Philly and being in big games in Philly, that's kind of where I realized, like, yeah, they are passionate and they love their team. And
all right, Frankie, you gotta get timed out for a little bit, man. This is where Sixer fans are trying to soak in the enjoyment of media day. Go watch your own team's media day. Are you obsessed? Get out of here, bro. Thank you. Sixer Nation, get active in the chat, man. We got PG on the stand. Let's go.
They do rock.
We got PG on the stand. We're living rent-free in the Knicks'
I'm all
heads.
for it.
Let's go.
I'm looking forward to, those encounters, having those moments.
Drop some fires in the chat for PG8.
For those seats and their tickets.
Let's go.
And all they want is just a good product out on the floor. So.
Oh, yeah, we added some new emojis, by the way.
I think whatever comes from it is deserving.
Where's my channel members, man?
Paul, Joel was just out
Drop
here
those
and he
new
said that
emojis in the
he's
chat.
lost 25 or 30 pounds. He said, his goal is no agendas as far as NBA, all NBA. He just wants to win. Not that you need extra motivation, but does that even fuel you even more when you hear about what, his dedication, what he's kind of doing to get ready for the season?
Yeah, I mean, he looks great. He looks slimmed down.
Those new emojis are looking
I
fire.
think we all have our own motivation going into a season. It's great that everyone kind of has their own individual motivation. But we'll put all that together and, we'll have a common ground and a team motivation to go out and win. I think, I haven't been here to really feel the magnificence of what it is to win in Philadelphia and how the fan base wants it. But
you'll feel it.
The little time that I've been here, you can tell the city is thirsty for it and the city wants one. And so I think it's just great. Everyone across the board has the same goal of trying to win a championship. I've never won one yet, so that's always the motivation for me.
Let's go, PG.
Appreciate it. So thank you.
Shout out to PG8. Like I said, man, everybody's welcome in the chat, but at some point it just gets a little obsessive. We got Sixer Nation in here, almost 600 people live watching on a Monday morning. We're going to have coverage every single day. A lot of big things to come this year. Secret welcome to the Fire Take Nation. If you guys want to become a member, click that link pinned in the chat. A lot of cool perks coming for the members this season. I'm so excited, man. PG, Maxey, and Embiid. It's nice to finally have one of these media days where there's no drama going on. Like, hey, is James Harden going to show up to camp? Or, hey, is Ben Simmons still alive? Like, is he a part of this team or not?
Teaming.
These guys actually get to answer questions. It's nice to hear them. Here's the old head.
He definitely played a good position. I just like the, organization-wise from the team.
Yeah, this is how Eric Gordon sounds.
Coaching staff and
I was not expecting
Daryl,
that.
Being able to, I could talk to and relate to. I mean, it just made this decision, a lot easier.
I did not know Eric Gordon sounded like
Eric,
that.
as you've had a bit more time, right back here, Zach Shovel, Metro Philadelphia, as you've had a bit more time just to kind of get to know your new teammates and get a little bit more acclimated.
Philly says, I don't have any noties on, but I don't miss your reports. Got to turn the notifications on, man.
Do you feel like that
Hit that bell. Hit that bell.
Uniquely to this team this year?
No, I definitely feel good. I mean, when I signed here, you always got to look at, before you sign whatever teams and coaches, you got to look at everything collectively. And how I felt then, same way I feel now. Feel good going into camp. I know throughout the season, big thing for us is healthy, and my role is to, fill those voids, scoring and open up the floor, things that I've always done for a long time. And so it'll be good to be. I think it's going to be a good year.
Yeah, Sixer Nation. We can't let other people try to take over the chat.
Kai Carlin, Sixers.
That's why we got to be active in here. Hold it down, man.
Good teams in the past, teams with high expectations. You're coming into another situation.
Shout out to Sixer Nation.
High expectations, I guess, like for yourself. Like, where do you think this team can go, like this upcoming season, with all these new faces and everything else that comes with it?
Well, I came here to win the championship, and that's the only goal that I have, and I think this team is capable of doing that. We do have a lot of new guys on this team, so chemistry is going to be it's going to be huge. So chemistry, health, and like I said, once those are good, I think we could take our chances.
Eric,
I don't know what Eric Gordon reminds me of, but I'm trying to think of it.
A brand new team 2 years ago after getting traded midseason. Does it get any easier to join a brand new team on kind of short notice? And is there anything about the Sixers franchise or roster that's kind of helped you acclimate?
Yes and no, but for me, as a veteran, it's easier to navigate, your role and your way into, who you are on the team. And so as long as I'm able to be myself on the team, everything kind of works out. And also I've been on pretty good teams the past few years. So, so it does make it easier as your role, to, figure out, navigate what you can do best, out there to help the team.
He almost sounds like a politician in a way. He's just sitting upright, just very concise to the answer and not showing a lot of emotion. I don't know. Interesting. Sorry, RB, I can't do noties. It's not you, it's me and my OCD. I don't know why people are, surprised by the noties and they're against them. I'm just trying to push the content out so when we go live or when we drop a video. Because we drop a lot of content, man. We go live for every game. We're going to have post-game shows. You got to know when the content's coming, baby. Let's go. 600 people in the chat. Let's get it up to 600 likes. Do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Go down below the stream. Hit that little thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Number one show covering the 76ers, man. Independently. No agendas. Raw emotions. We're going to do call-in shows this year. Get the phones active. Secret, if you're in the chat, man, drop the Discord link as well. It's down in the description. That way these people can join the Discord. We got a great group of fans over there as well.
Zach Chavalolo, Metro Philadelphia, back to your right.
Oh, man.
Reggie.
So obviously you're familiar with
Let's go, Reggie.
on the roster. You're having a chance to get to know them a little bit better. You've been out at some the local community stuff to spend some more time with the guys. How are you feeling now that you're heading into training camp, and what do you feel like you're going to provide to this team this season?
I feel blessed. The young guys are making me feel old, so it's all full circle. I used to be one of them making fun of the older guys, but like I said, I'm just extremely blessed to be with to play for a great coach, to be with part of a great organization, to be part of a team that looks good on paper. So we still have to go do our part, but just very happy to be here.
You guys think McCain's going to play this year?
With, ESPN.
I don't think there's going to be minutes for
I
him.
was just wondering what you view as your fit with the team and what you think you could bring specifically. Obviously, playing behind a young guy like Tyrese Maxey and along with some of the other veterans that.
Ego, what's up, bro?
Season, where do you see yourself fitting in the rotation and stuff?
We'll find out, but I'm just here to just try to be the best team I can. Continue to enjoy being blessed to be able to play a kid's game professionally for a job, and I just like to try to be one of the hardest workers, and then we'll see what happens from there.
There's a lot of camp battles starting tomorrow. A lot of positional group battles. Can't wait.
What's up?
Kai Carlin, Sixers Wire, USA Today. Obviously, you got a championship under your belt with Denver. I guess what did that teach you about how tough it is to win in this league, and what has to be done in order to get over the hump and bring home a championship like that?
Persistence every day. It taught me that nothing's guaranteed. Made the championship my first year, 2011, 2012. Lost to the Miami Heat. That was very tough. Part of the young OKC team. And then it took 11 years to get another opportunity to crack at it. So it taught me that the moments
take them in fully, enjoy it. They're not guaranteed, and it takes a lot of preparation on the team's part, but it also takes a whole lot of luck in terms of being healthy, in terms of a call here or there. So all you can do is do your part and hope your opportunity comes.
Right in the middle. James Jackson, WIP. Reggie, you've been known for the past couple of years now as one of the best reserve guards in the league, one of the best backup point guards in the league. When you now play with a guy like Tyrese Maxey, what do you see that's so special in him as a young guard, and how do you personally think that you can further help his development and aid into one of the most improved players in the league?
Hopefully I can just be a veteran leader, somebody who's been here for a long time in the game playing. But honestly, Tyrese is it's incredible to watch. One of the fastest players in the league, to be able to shoot the ball the way he does, especially how quickly he can get going and stop and pull up. One of the best finishers in the league, strong guard, has a great demeanor about him, very positive energy each and every day. So just hopefully, if you need me, somebody I can bounce ideas off of, somebody to be here, like I said, to be a veteran leader, and just here to just try to be a part of the team.
Reggie, you have 6 years of chemistry with Andre Drummond dating back to the days in Detroit. I guess how long does it take to sort of reacclimate yourself to a former teammate when you've been apart for however many years?
Like riding a bike. So you might fall every now and then, but you pick it up pretty quickly. Hi, Ricky. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Jeff.
What was that?
And then as follow-up, I guess, when you and Kyle Lowry competing for backup point guard minutes, is there any sort of difficulty in sort of channeling this is my teammate versus this is my competition to get those minutes?
No, there's only one championship, so we're all chasing the same thing.
He's really got the glasses sitting on the headband.
About it,
I like this guy already. I really do.
It takes some luck. It takes some other things, but you came here to win a championship, right? So what is the one thing that really stands out about this team that gives you hope that you guys could win one, or confidence?
Versatility. I think versatility. We got a bunch of players who play both sides of the basketball. We got a bunch of guys who are hungry. The new style of basketball, the way it's gone, very wing-oriented. Being able to get up, make quick decisions. Offensively, defensively, I think that gives us a great chance at it. But like I said, we're going to have the luck of health. We're going to have to do our part in terms of the preparation part. So each and every day, just working, doing our best to know what coverages we're in, know what sets, know them like the back of our hand, and then as well, just getting to know each other and have some continuity.
Reggie, we can see already kind of the good camaraderie you've already established with some of your new teammates. I talked to you in the summer at the Rumph Classic, right when you got picked up by the Sixers and you came right to the city. Can you talk about how you've been able to get acclimated so quickly with your new teammates, and talk about just the good team chemistry this team has and how it's compared to, past seasons that other teams you've been on?
Something that we got going against us and something that we got going for us. I think that's allowed me to build relationships right now is just time. So just coming in here during the summer, putting the work in with these guys, being able to see them for those work weeks, whether it was Monday through Friday for a lot of them, Monday, Thursday for myself, and just hanging out. So just getting to chat it up, work out together, understand that we all got similar goals, and that at the end of the day, we all got the same ultimate goal. So that's made it easier. And then now, everybody's starting camp at the same time. So now everybody's got the same amount of time under their belt, but it's going to be who uses it wisely, who uses it to take care of themselves, who uses it for preparation, do everything they can to be the best players, individual players, and then the best unit moving forward together on the court. So we know we got to do that, and then making sure that we hang out in the times that we need to off the court so that we feel comfortable with each other, feel comfortable to have tough conversations, and feel like we know each other a little bit.
This is another guy that talks like a coach.
Bookend this, I guess. You talked about your time in Denver. They are a little bit different, a good bit different stylistically, skill set wise, but Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, two of the most dominant big men already to ever do it. Can you just speak to what having a dominant big man like that kind of does to open up the floor for everybody else?
So I came in the league, I might have shot 2 threes per game, and shoot over the last couple of years, somewhere around 5 to 7. They get you open shots. They get everybody open shots. They make the game easy, and then when they do what they do on the defense end as well, they take care of you. So as long as we can try to funnel guys to them, as long as we can try to make defense very predictable. I know we're going to be chaotic on the floor with our energy, but as long as we can try to be very predictable and understand what each other's going to do. And like I said, when you play with 2 dominant bigs like that, they make the game easy offensively. I mean, you know what they're going to do. You know that they're going to draw a bunch of attention. You know that they're going to put the ball in the basket. And whether we get into the foul line, so you just got to use all those little things to your advantage. Yes, Ricky Council.
All right, man. Where's Josie at? All right.
Yeah, shout out to the Sixers, man. We've heard about, I think, 5 people now. Still a lot of guys to talk. We will listen and react to all of it. Welcome into the show, Sixer Nation. We got a lot of good coverage lined up this season. Also,
we're going to loosen up the mood a little bit. I need everybody to
oh my God, Kelly's up in here. I'm so glad to have Kelly back.
For the Philadelphia 76ers, all right?
Shout out to Sixer Nation, though.
I need y'all to do it. I ain't answer no questions if y'all don't groove with me. Come on. Left side.
Yo, drop some
clap.
fires in the chat for Kelly, man.
All right, let's go. Let's get started.
Yeah, I'm so happy this guy's back, man.
What's up, Kelly? How you doing?
I'm so happy this guy's back.
Much of Philadelphia.
Let's
how's
go.
the summer been? How do you feel like you are heading into year 2? You know, a little more chemistry with this team now, a bit more opportunity potentially as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your role is going to be this year?
I'm excited. My summer was great. I had a full summer of actually training and working out. Last summer before I signed, I didn't touch a ball, and it was the whole off season went by. I touched the ball like that last week before training camp. I went to the park with my wife and shot. But this summer, I actually was able to work with Drew, get a lot of reps in. I went out to LA, so I'm ready for whatever, man. Obviously, you know, I could try to be water out there. You know, I'm excited to help my brother out, you know, and all my brothers, man, and just do whatever I possibly can. So I'm excited.
Kelly, I got one request for you, bro. Get a personal driver this season. My man had 2 accidents last season,
Kelly,
got hit on a bike.
Last year,
Can't
you
have
were kind
that.
of dealing with a shoulder issue. You
Happy with you, Kelly. Get a
thought
personal
that would
driver.
help with your shot. Have you noticed that working with Drew and working with the team this summer?
No, my shoulder was fine all summer. There was some things that happened during the year that I just never really took care of, but it's fine. I had a wrist therapist, so she helped me get some more flexion and some more space within my wrist to get my wrist back when I shoot. So, yeah, just a little intangible things, but I think that's all good because, you know, I've been shooting pretty well, you know, in the gym, so I'm excited to just be more consistent, you know, and just hit.
You mentioned last summer, Kelly. Obviously, it's a lot different the way things look coming into this summer. Obviously, being a priority to come back here again on a multi-year deal instead of the uncertainty you had last year. And obviously, you got a chance to have a big role on a team with big expectations. Just curious, mindset-wise, how much different is it for you today than it was a year ago?
I mean, it's night and day different, of course. It was definitely a dark summer last summer. And this summer, I think that obviously being able to handle the business side of it fairly quickly, to secure a home for my kids, for my family, was amazing. But, you know, I'm not satisfied, of course. Long story short, like, I'm very hungry, starving to get more and to continue to just get back to where I know I was at before last summer happened. And then, yeah, man, so I got to go out and show. The words can't really do it justice, but yeah, you'll see a lot of fire this season.
James Jackson, WIP.
Yeah, we're going to need more mods in the chat this season. It's going to be a huge
this roster. Can you talk about
amount of live show viewers this year, so we need more mods, man.
From last year,
got to keep the toxicity away.
How much you think the team improved and in what areas?
Yeah, I mean, exciting changes. Obviously, I've been trying to grow this, to connect my mustache and my teeth. So I'm getting there. I got it lined up this morning, so it's, you know, it's looking kind of faint, but that changed because I only had the mustache last year. And then, yeah, man, I'm just trying to work. You know, obviously 28 years old now, like all my facial hair coming in, so it's definitely different.
Yeah, how can you not like
I
this
just
guy,
think
man?
that I'm happy. I'm happy with everything that.
How can you not like this guy?
I'm really excited. You know,
they had to bring him back.
Get back out there, a new energy, new Max Reese and Joel healthy. So, it's going to be a very fun year. It's all about right now.
A new Max Reese.
It's the first day pretty much of the season, and tomorrow is going to be a tough one. It's going to be a great one, but we got to push each other so that we can come out of this preseason and we are very confident going into game one.
Max Reese.
Kelly, you embraced like a role as the point of attack stopper on this team last year, and then you guys go out and add Caleb Martin and Paul George. Just what do you think you three are capable of as like versatile wings that'll be playing a lot for this team this year, especially in Nurse's zone defenses?
Yeah, infinite amount of opportunities for us on the defensive end. We're definitely very versatile, agile, athletic, but the difference is we all want that challenge. So it's gonna be fun fighting with them to see who guards and stops this guy, you know, who's trying to get off. But yeah, just call it the water stoppers, call us the plumbers. You know what I mean? So yeah, I appreciate it, brother. You know, so yeah, it's gonna be fun now.
Hey, Kelly, you got your first playoff experience last year in a while. Just kind of having time to reflect. What do you take away from that experience, and how does it impact your approach going into this year?
I didn't get the first part of the question.
Your first playoff experience in a while last
Yeah.
year, just how that impacts the way you go into this season.
Yeah, it's everything. You notice that whenever you're a younger player in this league, that once you get to that playoffs, it enhances your basketball capacity. So I just think that it opened my eyes back to what we're really playing for during the regular season, and I want to get back there. I'm still a little sour about how the Knicks fans, you know, were on us and, you know, that whole series, but, you know, it's a new year. Clean slate, 0-0. So let's get it.
That's a fact, KO. And we're living rent-free in their heads right now. Let's go, Kelly.
Love, man. Y'all be easy. Appreciate y'all vibing with me.
This team has a bunch of likable players, man. Bunch of likable players. Grace, we're going to add more mods as we go into the next couple live streams. Matter of fact, we have the first preseason game next week, so we're going to do a live stream for that, and we'll start adding in moderators. So the people that constantly come out and want to moderate, we got you. RB, what's your opinion on KJ speaking with him working with a shooting coach all off season? I believe he has good potential. Yeah, he's young, man. A lot of upside. Don't think he's put it all together, but I don't think he's really had the opportunity, you know? I think he's going to have a really good shot this week to show the coaching staff that he can play. And I think there's a lot of opportunities out there this week. We're going to be diving into all the little positional battles over the next 5 days.
What's up? Y'all good?
Gershon, you know, Kelly, KJ, Caleb, all these guys got to fit.
James Jackson.
And shout out to Andre Drummond, man.
You've probably heard a lot of people talk about
Most
the
underrated
Sixers'
signing.
need and rebounding and the backup big and everything. How do you feel like you exactly can come into this roster and help this team in those needs in those areas?
Do we have a Drummond emoji?
I mean, I think that's why I'm here.
We got to add that.
I'm the best rebounder to ever play the game. I'm here to just do one job, and that's help this team win. You know. You want me to say it again? You want to record that? Yeah, I'm the best rebounder ever. Ever. But just here to be a veteran guy to our young guys, really help this team win.
Yo, this team's got a swagger about them, too.
Really just help our young guys grow.
Andre, you're going to have an opportunity this season, not only just to play extended minutes as a reserve, but to start a good amount of games, more likely than not. You've referred to yourself, throughout your time as a reserve, as a starting caliber player. Your play has even shown that as well. How do you feel that kind of, chip on your shoulder, perhaps is the word? You can correct me if it's not, but how do you feel that confidence in yourself is going to help you in this kind of unique role that you're going to have here in Philadelphia?
Yeah, for me, I've always had that chip on my shoulder. I still believe to this day I'm a starter in this league. And that's the mentality that I walk on the court with, regardless if I play 15 or I'm starting. So with that mentality, I'm good. You're going to get the best out of me each and every night. That's why I'm here, which is to bring that energy and that force.
I'm so happy this
Andre,
guy's
you kinda
back.
Became like a fan favorite. My bad, over here to your right.
And if Joel goes down this season,
ESPN
Drummond can step right in and
became
play.
Like a fan favorite during your stint here the first time. I'm just wondering how excited you are to get back to being able to play in front of the fans in Philly.
He looks really slim, too.
That status as a guy that rallied the fans.
He was a monster with Chicago.
For sure. I mean, here they come. Philadelphia on the run. Stand up and cheer. The Philadelphia fans have an incredible fan base, and they've always made me feel like I'm at home. Just an honor to be here and put this Philadelphia jersey on.
What a guy, man.
Andre, Reggie likened your, the pickup of chemistry between you two now and then back in Detroit as riding a bike. There will be some ups and downs, but I guess from your standpoint, how do you see it when you've been together for 6 years, you go to separate ways and then you come back and reunite in this sort of manner?
I mean, Jack and I are inseparable. We've been that way from the day he came to Detroit to present day. We've kept a relationship regardless of us playing for other teams. And him coming here to Philadelphia is probably one of the best things that could have happened, just in terms of the backup point guard role. For me coming off the bench and then having a familiar point guard to play alongside, it's going to be very dangerous in that pick and roll.
Yo, let's go, Drummond. Let's go. This is the energy we need, man.
There's a lot of moving pieces.
He never wanted to
with
leave
this
Philly.
team. And, you have a lot of experience with Reggie, and then you've been here before with Tyrese. How can you help that chemistry grow with a lot of new players on this team?
Yeah, I've built a relationship with Tyrese when he first got here, in my first year here. Just to see his growth as a player has been incredible. He's taken that leap from the day he became the starting point guard to present day. He's only gotten better. So to watch his growth and see him be rewarded for that has been amazing, and I'm happy to be back here.
My man really got included as collateral damage in a Ben Simmons trade. I'm so happy Drummond's back. That has to be the biggest pickup this offseason. We can talk about the wings and the backup guards and all this, but last year when Joel went down, they did not have a backup center that was ready to step in. They just didn't have anybody that could play starter minutes. And I think Drummond's right. He said, I don't care if I'm playing 15 minutes or 40. I can be a starter. I have that mentality. There were games last year with Chicago where he had 20 rebounds. Like, he's ready to go, man. Yeah, here's Jeff Doughton Jr. I did not know what Jeff Doughton sounded like until Summer League. Let's take a listen. Shout out to Jeff.
I'm just curious what your relationship is like with him, the trust you have in each other, and how much of a role he played in your decision to come here last year and your decision to come back again this year.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely some familiarity with Coach Nurse being in Toronto.
Oh man,
I'm kind of
shout out
used to
to
his
Jeff,
coaching
man.
schemes, how he runs offenses, how he runs defenses, and I think it's just a great situation for me. A lot of opportunity for me, just being familiar with everything, and I'm just excited, to get to work. To go out here in the Bahamas doing training camp, continue to learn, continue to
He
get
said he
better.
sounds like Pat Mahomes.
I'm just excited for the season.
Jeff, Zach Chavalella, Metro Philadelphia, back to your right. What was it about this situation in Philadelphia that really stood out to say, last year was
My
great,
name's
but coming back
Jeff.
for another run again this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think just being more comfortable in the system. I've been here for half a year now, so I'm kind of used to everything. Adjusted fairly quickly, so I know how, like I said, the offense is ran, the defense is ran. I'm familiar with the coaches. We have a lot of guys that are back from last year too, so I think the transition from last year to this year is a lot easier for me, and just having more confidence in myself and just being more comfortable around coaching staff and the team.
I actually do like Jeff Doughton Jr. though. I don't think he has a role in this team because all the guards, but
being a leader.
had a couple good moments
Like
last
I said,
year.
there's a lot of opportunity here. Being able to be a
He said he sounds like
vocal
Evan
point guard, being
Turner.
able to run the offense, being able to run the show. Just being able to instill confidence in my guys, whenever they need that. Just be more defensive mindset. That's kind of our biggest thing that we've been working on over this summer.
Chat is
Just, having
hilarious.
those intangibles and just staying consistent.
Jeff, what's up? Sam DiGiovanni, Clutch Points. After playing in the Summer League with Ricky Council, Jared McCain, and Adem Bona, what are your first impressions on
He said he's Cleveland Brown.
the
All
way
right, you guys got to chill on my guy Jeff, man. Chill on
We've been around each other
Jeff.
for quite some time, like you said, since Summer League. Those guys have been a joy. To
Jeff was
be
cooking in
play
Summer
with.
League,
We
though.
kinda bonded throughout the time. Have a lot of familiarity around each other, being able to play off one another.
Shout out to Jeff, man.
It's been a joy. We're steadily learning. We're steadily.
He's a
growing,
nurse guy.
to playing with each other, and I think it's going to be beneficial for us.
He's a
throughout
nurse
the year,
guy.
Just because we have some of that nature of just being around each other, so I think it helps.
Like I said, I saw him up close at Summer League. He was actually pretty good. He's got some nice start-stop ability, can handle the rock. Just got to get a little more consistent, but I do like his game, though. Cases RBU started it. I didn't start anything. I was just saying I didn't know what he sounded like until I met him at Summer League.
Hey, Gershon, how you doing? Zach Chavalella, Metro.
Gershon, Yabu.
Biggest takeaway from your Olympic experience?
Woo, let's go, man. Yabu.
Sorry. Yes, I apologize. What would you say your biggest takeaway from your experience during the Olympics with the national team in France? What would you say that really taught you that opportunity?
Really just to be able to learn at the biggest stage, one of the best competition in the world, be able to play, of course, the United States and learn from all these great players to be over there. But, so I think we had a great game and, we keep on progressing and get better. But in general, just to learn with all these great players around me.
Let's go, Yabu.
Gershon, during your time with Real Madrid, your 3-point percentage went up, your shot got better. Just what kind of went into that, and do you feel confident now coming over with the NBA line and with the kind of spacing that this team's going to allow you to have?
Yeah, no, feeling good for sure. With the importance of Joel Embiid on the team and his aggressivity in the paint, he's going to draw on a lot of double teams. So when he kicks out the ball, I need to be able to knock those three down and work on my shot and be able to make plays too. So I think the three-point shot will help me a lot this season.
Let's go, Yabu.
Sean, could you talk about just the strides you've made as a player since the last time you were in the NBA, where you've made your biggest strides?
In general, as me as a player, I learned a lot, being able to compete in Real Madrid, but also with the national team and everything I've done that I didn't have when I was with the Celtics as a young player. I just learned a lot about the game, the IQ of the game, the movement, shooting, be aggressive, being able to have the ball in my hand and make decisions. I really got better on all of those points. And, of course, the shot got better too. And I play with more energy now, and I can control the game more than what I was able to do when I was with the Celtics.
I'm excited for this guy, man. I really am.
Talk about your relationship.
He's hungry.
With Joel Embiid. You were at the event, the block party, just the other night, supporting him there. It seems you have a long history with him. What is your history with Joel, and what are your thoughts on him as a player?
It's always been good. When I was with the Celtics, my friend from France, Timothée Roy, was playing here. So he was already here with Joel. So, of course, the fact that he speaks French, it's easier to get to him. But, we've seen each other. We've been around each other for a couple of times. So, of course, the connection really got easy to do. And, coming up to stuff like the Black Party the other day, I feel like it's important, for every players on the team. I feel like if they have something that's more personal for them, I will always try to come and show love and support. I think this is really important to start building those chemistry, with the players, but especially for Joel and everything he's been through and everything. I think it was definitely a good time to come and show love and support.
Last one, Gordy.
I was just curious what kind of blow or what kind of reaction you got online or otherwise when you dunked on LeBron in the Olympics.
I mean, he really got crazy because, of course, after the game, I was not, thinking about that. I was thinking about the loss because I really feel like we could have get this game, so I was a little bit frustrated about it. And then the next day, of course, when I opened up my social media and everything, it got really crazy. And then, like I always say, I have some good dunks in my career, a good poster. But
Let's
that
go.
one, I didn't know that it was going to blow like that, of course. Like, he got crazy, social media, on my phones. My friend was calling me, texting me, and I feel like everybody in the world get to see it. So this really also helped me in a good way to be able to be here today. But in general, the dunk was an amazing, and it was a great time.
Let's go, Yabu.
Thank you, guys.
I'm going to give you guys a bold take about Yabusele in a second. Give me your thoughts on him in the chat. Jason, welcome to the channel memberships.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome, welcome. And then Brian Pumper with a $5 super chat. My guy says, Yabusele is going to be a problem, RB. He's our starting four, mark my words. That might be my hot take, Brian. We're going to see how the week plays out, but he talked about it there with Joel drawing doubles. If Yabu can just hit an open corner three, why can't he be the guy? He could rebound. He could defend a bit. If he could hit that corner three, Yabu could be a problem for this team. He could be the starting four.
Hey, Ricky.
I think he could honestly do it.
Right here.
My bad.
What do you guys think?
You worked on your shot a lot. You've shown a lot of improvement, a lot of confidence.
We got to see how the week plays out, though.
From the summer league even to now,
I'm excited,
where
though.
do you feel like
Shout out to RC4, baby.
How much do you think that can help you maybe, compete for minutes and get on the floor more?
Yeah, I've always talked to you guys about my shot and shot consistency. I feel like I'm at a spot now where I'm able to be on the floor and not a liability. So, just got to keep working on it.
My man brought a basketball to the press conference. Shout out to Ricky. Biggest hidden gem on this team.
Metro Philadelphia, back right corner here. How you doing? Can you speak a little bit? And I know you've had you had a community event not too long
Michael
ago.
says, okay, shut up. Ricky's talking. You know what, Michael? Just for that, you get timed out, buddy. Like I said, y'all can go watch the original stream. You can go on Twitter and watch it. I'm here to get my thoughts as well, man. This is Philly Take with RB. Let's go.
Philadelphia, you've become more and more of kind of a fixture, a household name to a lot of the fans. Can you speak a little bit on just how Philadelphia, the process of it becoming your new home in the NBA?
Yeah, I love it. People ask me how I enjoy Philly all the time. I love it. Just getting out in the community, doing things with the kids, showing love. I'm all for it. So continue to show my face more in the city of Philadelphia because, like you said, it's my home now. So, yeah, I have no problem with it.
Hey, Ricky. Just watching you back here. Just watching you in summer league. What you're doing there is a lot different than what your role would be. When you're playing up with the big team here. Just how do you strike that balance when you're trying to develop your game, but you're playing, a different style?
Yeah, I'll say it's not really a problem because out my career, I played a bunch of different roles. Even going back to college, my freshman year, I was just a straight-up role player. Sophomore year, I had a much bigger role with 6 man a year. And then going to Arkansas, I was the best player on the team. So then it just kind of reset when I got back to the league. So I'm comfortable playing any role. Anything they need me to do, I can do. I tell them that all the time. So I'm ready to embrace anything.
Hey, Ricky. James Jackson, Odyssey Sports. We obviously know the additions that the Sixers made, with Paul George, Reggie Jackson, Eric Gordon, being on the plus side of 30. Excuse me. We even heard Paul George talk about how important it is for some of the young guys to be the quote-unquote engine of this team. How much importance do you take into that? And, where do you feel like your role is in being that engine within the young guys on the team?
I'd say pretty much everybody on the team. I bring the energy. I'm loud. I'm laughing. I'm bringing all types of energy, bringing the best out of everybody. So, yeah, that's definitely my role. If we're dead at times, I'll be down on the bench or on the court like I was last year. So, like I said earlier, anything they need me to do, I'm ready to embrace.
Hey, Ricky, over here. Adam Aronson, Philly Voice. At pretty much every level, you've been really effective when it comes to getting downhill, getting to the rim, and drawing fouls. I just wonder, was there a point where you realized that was a particularly important skill for you, and how did that sort of develop over time?
Yeah. When I transferred to Arkansas, like you said, Coach Eric Musselman actually broke down that was a skill for me. But like I said, growing up and playing my whole life, I didn't really consider it a skill, but he definitely showed me where I was in the country and all types of different stats. So, yeah, after I realized that, and then I kind of heard it more here, it is something I'm really good at, and that's something they want me to do.
Ricky, you've talked about how your shooting's improved so much over the last few years, but aside from shooting, and thinking back to, as you said, all the days back when you were a role player at Wichita State, what have you learned the most about basketball and improved outside of shooting since then?
One more time, sorry.
Just thinking back to the player you were when you were a role player at Wichita State as a freshman to what you are now, outside of shooting, what do you think you've learned the most about your game and improved the most at?
Yeah, I got you. I would say just learning the overall game. I feel like the more basketball you play and the more high-level players you play with, you just get to learn the game. You learn where to be, when not to do too much, when to force the issue. You just learn so much about the game. And I tell people about that this year,
say I go play with 10 NBA players and I go play with 10 people at the Y. Like, you can tell the difference, and you can tell, like, who knows how to play the game and who doesn't. And I feel like just playing this whole past year, that showed me a lot, just learning the game.
Ricky, can you take us inside how your vacation with Tyrese came about and where you guys went, what you
I
guys
knew
did?
this was coming. Yeah. I mean, I had a great time. Me and Reese, and a couple others went to Cabo, Mexico. We had a great time. I know y'all probably gonna bring up this whole socks on the boat thing, but no, other than that, it was real fun. I'm glad he invited me, and it was very inspiring as well. So
Team bonding.
yeah, had a good time.
They were wearing socks on the boat, though.
That's it. No more questions. No. We good. Appreciate y'all.
Another likable character, man. Another likable guy. Shout out to Ricky Council. I think he could be one of the hidden gems on this team. His athleticism, his ability to drive to the rim, his shooting has vastly improved. I remember doing the stream on draft night. Sixers didn't have a pick, but they picked him up with an undrafted slot, and his shot was awful. But, man, he's really improved.
Justin right here in the middle. James Jackson, Odyssey Sports.
Now we got Justin
Obviously,
Edwards.
You're, coming in playing
on a
for
two-way.
your hometown team, coming from Emotep Charter. Can you just speak to what it means to be able to represent Philly and play in front of your hometown, maybe in front of your friends and family, possibly as a Sixer?
It's just a real feeling, honestly. Just being able to be home and, like you said, be around family and friends. So it's something that a kid growing up will always want. So just being able to fulfill my dream means a lot.
Hey, Justin, over here. Adam Aronson, Philly Voice. I'm just curious what Summer League was like for you as an experience and how you think that whole experience might have helped your development.
It was a good experience, honestly. I feel like I got better as the games went on. The speed, I had to adjust to the speed. I thought I was going to be cool, but the speed was kind of a little crazy in the physicality. But overall, I feel like I did a pretty good job.
Justin, Zach Chavalella, Metro Philadelphia. You're going to have an opportunity this season to really work on a lot of different aspects of your game, whether you're up in Philadelphia or in Delaware. What are you looking to accomplish this season in your first year?
For myself or
for
just
yourself? Yeah.
For one thing I want to accomplish is, getting the contract, hopefully, and just getting better. I feel like there's always something that I can get better at. So I'm gonna just continue to work and see where it takes me.
Noah Levick, NBC Sports Philly. Yeah, just following up on that. What specific skills are you focusing on now and trying to make strides in?
A little bit of everything: shooting, ball handling, passing. So I feel like just honestly a little bit of everything.
Just one more, Justin. How has life kind of been like for you in and around the city since you've come to your hometown team? You're at the Rump Classic, obviously for a lot of reasons, but specifically because you're with the Sixers. You were a bit of a celebrity at that event. How has just kind of day-to-day life been for you now that you are a member of the Philadelphia 76ers?
It's been cool. I don't go outside, so I haven't really ran into anybody. But when I'm with my family and stuff, people like here and there will see me and be like, "Oh, Justin, like, can I get a picture?" But outside of that, it's kind of cool, Like I said, like you said, just from me being here, I'm kind of used to it already.
You talked about the specific skills that you're developing, especially in Summer League as you come into the season. Is there anyone in particular, whether on this team or in the NBA, that you've been, kind of studying and seeing if you can take game from and develop your game from?
Paul George. Paul George is someone I tried to model my game after in high school, so just being on a team with him and being able to see it in person is a good thing for me.
Hey, Justin, I know you told me over the summer that you and Jared McCain were roommates at the Steph Curry camp. What stands out to you about Jared McCain over the years and then this summer as you guys have been growing your chemistry on the court?
His work ethic. Like me and him, like he's always here before me. I get here at 8 in the morning to work out, and he's always already in a full sweat. So he does it every day.
That's
So
awesome.
just seeing the type of work ethic he has and the type of person he is.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Justin.
Told you, my man is first one in the gym, last one out. First one in. All right, if you guys are tapping in with us, man, drop a fire in the chat. Let's shout some people out. We got 650 people live in the chat on a Monday afternoon. Appreciate y'all being in here. We still don't have 300 likes yet, man. Can we get 300? Smash that thumbs up button. Let's go. A lot of good coverage coming this season. This guy they just picked up like an hour ago on a, what was it, Exhibit 10 deal? How did my man get to Philly already with the jersey?
What are you really looking to contribute, but also take away for yourself personally from this opportunity?
Just to learn a lot. This Philly team has a lot of vets, a lot of good vets at that.
My man
guys
just
that lasted
signed.
and play long careers here throughout the NBA. So just be a sponge, soak all that up, and then just contribute like all the skills that I think I can bring, stretching the floor, making plays, making it easier for the great superstars they already have here, and just kind of doing some stuff like that.
My man just signed, bro.
Hey, Isaiah. Matt
49th pick in the
Sixers.com. How do you
2022
think
draft.
You've used the G League
Exhibit
to
10.
your
He's already here.
advantage over the years.
He's already here.
I think I use it a lot. It's a great place you can go and develop, as well as show NBA.
Yeah, Evan
teams
Mobley's
what you
brother.
can
I'm
do.
pretty sure they are brothers.
I feel like
Looks just
I've had
like
some
him.
success down there, and possibly going back in there. I'm excited for it, just to continue to contribute and grow my game.
Easy. Thanks, Isaiah.
Thank you.
Damn, that's all they have for him. If y'all have not yet, hit that subscribe button as well. A shout out to Speed Demon. What's up, Secret Underdog, my guy. Grace in the chat. We got Jason A-Team, Money Marlucci tapping in at work. Who's tapping in on their lunch break, man? Grace Martinez. We got AK, Josh Allen, NZ. What's good? Win forever. Gunna, what's up? Peter, what's good? Adembona, let's go. Man, I watched Bona up close at Summer League. This guy's motor is insane. You want to talk about jumping off the screen? He literally jumps off right in front of your
You're
eyes.
about to head to your first.
I'm excited
NBA
about this
training
kid.
camp, and you've had a bit of an opportunity this summer to get to know some of the guys on the roster. Nick Nurse spoke when he was speaking to us earlier. Said that while you are a rookie, you may have some opportunity just given the nature of this roster. So heading into this training camp, understanding the kind of unique position that you have as a rookie here. What are you looking to show, to show Nick Nurse, to show your teammates during training camp that to show that you might be able to contribute this year?
I think the most important thing is to show them they can trust me, to be able to do what I do consistently, do it good, do it well. I think trust is key. If they don't trust me, they won't be able to put me out there. I think the training camp is huge for me to show my teammates and my coaching staff and everyone that they can trust me being on the floor. I think that's the most important thing for me going to the training camp.
Hey, Dan, over here. Adam Aronson, Philly.
This guy's going to surprise a lot of
Obviously,
people.
You're coming into the league with Jared McCain as your sort of draft classmate. I'm just wondering what your relationship is like with him. I saw you were supporting him at the Phillies game when he threw out the first pitch. I guess just what has that relationship been like in these months since you two got drafted together?
I think it has been great. Like you said, with like the same draft class, we've been around each other for a while. The past 2 months since the draft, I think we have a pretty good relationship. He's a funny guy. Has a great work ethic, and I love being in the gym and seeing someone like that. We just push each other further and harder. So I think that's a pretty good person to have as a draft classmate.
Hey, Adam. Dan Olinger, Ray Cirque Sanchez. You've talked before about how you pride yourself on your defense and your rebounding, and now you have a teammate in Andre Drummond who's had a decade-long career mainly based off of his defense's incredible rebounding. Like, how much are you looking forward to learning from him, like what he can teach about being a center in this league?
Like, you guys don't understand, like, having someone like that is like a blessing, I've watched him do what he does good, like, where I went early in his career, like, he averages like 15, 14 rebounds a game. And
Yep.
To have someone like that, for me, early in my career is like huge. I spoke with him multiple times. I work out with him. I tried to get in the gym together with him, and he has been a huge step for me, because like he takes me under his wings. He tells me what I need to do in between practice, after practice, in the cold tub. Like, we talk about like the games all the time. We talk about previous plays that happened in practice that I missed, or things I didn't do, or things I did well.
I'm so excited, man.
Stuff well, and when I'm missing some couple stuff. So I think that's really amazing, and to have someone like that that have seen everything, seen the in and out of the league. He was young early in his career in the league, and he was doing what he was doing. So I think that's going to be big for me.
You want to talk about rebounding? This guy can rebound. Summer League, this guy would run down the floor in 2 seconds. His speed is insane. If they can just get him to develop an offensive game, Bona can be a piece on this team moving forward. Maybe not this year, but in a couple years. I really like his game, man. He just has to keep improving. Grace says, this made me forget I'm at home with the flu. Thanks for the live show. Grace, hope you're feeling better. Chef Cauldron in the house. What's up? What's up, Chef? It's really good to see all the normal viewers back in here.
The relationship that you two
All the
have,
regulars. Welcome back in.
him coming to
A lot of good coverage coming this season. Jared McCain in the house.
along over these last few months.
Yeah, I mean that's my guy now. Being drafted together, you feel like it's an automatic bond relationship we have. I feel like we push each other. He's amazing to play with. Elite athlete, of course, as we've seen. But it's been great getting to know him, having someone close to you in age on this team, because a lot of the team is a lot older. But it's been nice to have him around, get to know him.
Jared, obviously the turnaround time from being drafted to then going and playing in Summer League is pretty quick. I guess, what have you been able to take from Summer League and work on and sort of get better at as you approach your first NBA season?
There's a lot of things. I feel like you're just trying to get your feet wet in Summer League, just trying to feel how it is in the NBA. It's a lot different. So just getting used to the pace, obviously working on it, coming off pick and rolls, making the right read. Since there's a defensive 3 seconds, there's a lot more space sometimes, but sometimes it gets clogged up. So I think understanding that.
This guy, man, is he even going to play this year?
Actual NBA when we get to the regular season. But there's a lot of things. I think one of the main things is just being able to catch and shoot. Definitely it's going to be my role. We got such talented players, and when they get doubled, I just got to be ready to knock down those shots.
That's a good answer by Jared, man. You ready to knock down
you don't
shots?
know, obviously, what your role exactly is going to be on the team, but I was just wondering if you had any individual goals heading into your rookie season.
Yeah, I was just talking about this earlier. At Duke, being a freshman, you kind of not expect to play, but you feel like it's almost, being highly touted in high school, you feel like you want to play as a freshman. But now being a rookie on a championship contending team, like I can't be like, oh, I want to be this, I want to play this many minutes. I'm just trying to learn as much as possible. A lot of these players have more experience than I've been alive for. Kyle Lowry, year 19, and I was 1 year old when he first got in the league. So just to learn as much as I can, find whatever my role is going to be on this team, and just work as hard as I can off the court.
Good answer, man.
Hey, Jared, Zach Chavalella, Mucho, Philadelphia. So going into Summer League, your performance, I would say you showed off a lot of skills that perhaps weren't at the top of the list that people were expecting based on what they've seen from you at Duke and beforehand. How do you feel that you've done this summer working towards completing your game?
I think a lot. I mean, I've worked with Coach Rico every day since Summer League. I've been with him in the gym in the morning before practice, just trying to figure out what I can do to help the team win, whatever that is, and still obviously perfecting whatever I can that I feel may not be my role this year, but maybe down the line, just perfecting handling the ball, being able to lead a team, but still obviously perfecting the catch and shoot and just being able to knock down shots. But obviously all around just trying to get better.
Jared, over here again. You've played in a lot more big games than someone of your age usually has between Duke and even going back to high school. How do you think those experiences can help you now that you're joining a team where, there are championship expectations?
Yeah, I think it's prepared me exactly where I need to be. I always know that the universe and God is going to guide me to wherever I need to go. So I think playing in high school, playing in the biggest games at Duke, like I was able to play in March Madness in the Elite Eight game. I think that's one of the biggest, obviously the biggest stage in college you can get to. So I think it's prepared me perfectly, especially the Duke fan base. I think it's a little similar. I think maybe Philly might be a little bit more passionate, but we'll see about that. And I think it's prepared me perfectly for where I'm going to be this year.
Let's go, man.
Jared, James Jackson, Odyssey Sports. So you mentioned how you played in a lot of big games in high school and college. You also spent a lot of time being one of the best players on the team, one of the focal points on the team. Can you talk about what the transition is going to be like now coming into a rookie where your role is maybe more of a reserve or a backup, a supporting player to someone like Tyrese Maxey?
Yeah, I think one of my skills is I'm good at adapting to wherever the situation is. Even in the beginning of college, I felt like I was almost like fourth or fifth option on the floor in the very beginning. But I think I just kind of kept working, and obviously I was led to be one of the first options. But I think adapting is one of my biggest abilities, and so I think I'm ready for whatever opportunity I get. I'm just gonna come in the game, work as hard as I can, whatever I can do to help the team win.
Thanks, Jared.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to Jared McCain. Like I said, one of the biggest questions, will the rookie have a role? Somebody earlier asked, why am I asking the question? Because he's a rookie, You drafted him in the first round. You want him to play. If you guys have been tapped in the offseason, I got to interview Jared at Summer League. I got to talk with him for a few minutes. Really stand-up guy. I will say he impressed me. Even there, just the way he was able to talk to the media as a rookie. I mean, you got to remember, he's still a very young kid. And he's coming in, and obviously the spotlight's on him, and he draws a lot of attention. But, even at Summer League, he gave me a few good minutes to just talk to him off camera and stuff. And he seems like a good guy. So I do wish the best for him. And I think the bigger question is, how do the Sixers use him when they have all these guards on the roster? Like if we get to November, December, January, and he doesn't have a role in the team yet, I know we're in championship now mode. We're trying to win. But why not maybe get a player who's going to be able to contribute in another way? But I think they're banking on the long-term risk-reward potential, the boom potential of McCain. He did show a lot of that at Duke. His shooting percentages show that he can be that type of player down the line, but he does have to improve in some areas. The defensive side of the ball is one. He's got to be able to just hit shots consistently. He was a little bit inconsistent at Summer League. I was surprised, though. He is a little bit shorter than I thought. When I was talking to him, I think he was like eye level with me. So, yeah, I think his size is going to be a little bit of a determining factor because I don't think he could share the backcourt with Maxey all the time. So we'll see. But if he can knock down shots at a high clip, that will give him an opportunity to shine on the floor this year. Music Lover, what's up, man? He says Jarrett's biggest issue is defense. Dude was defending like Jahlil Okafor. By the way, Jahlil Okafor got picked up by the Pacers for training camp. Shout out to him. As long as his team defense is that bad, it'll be tough for him to get on the court. Jim says eye level with RB. Now that's short. Yeah, a lot of people get confused. They think I'm short because of how things look on a digital platform. I'm almost 6'3", so he was about eye level with me, but I think he's listed as either 6'3" or 6'4". Definitely a little bit shorter than I thought, though.
Guys, and practice. Just what is the kind of what are you kind of taking away, or what stands out about the group in general?
Jason says, "Can we get the 2000s back? I want to see the white ones."
Just the buzz with the team. I think everybody's excited to get going, and we got a lot of new faces, but we've a lot of faces that's competed against each other in different aspects on different teams. So I think that it's kind of an exciting thing that we finally get to play with each other and see what we can do with that. So just a good buzz, good vibe going on.
One of the best combos I had at Summer League was with Caleb Martin. This guy's awesome.
Starting power forward.
I'm excited.
As someone who's 6'5", how do you envision that working defensively?
6'6" with shoes on.
6'6" with shoes on. Okay. How do you envision that working defensively with guarding up in size?
It's what I've been doing, for the last couple of years. It's, I don't think that, people say playing the 4 or whatever, but if a 4 goes and screens the 1, I'm guarding the point guard. I think that's kind of a thing that people put on paper or whatever, but I think it's positionless basketball more often than not in today's game. So I don't really look at it as the 4. I just look at it, as just being versatile. And, but if I got to play the 4 and I'm guarding the 4, I've been able to hold my own for, as long as I've been in the league, and I'm going to continue to learn and find ways to do that. And, that's what, team defense helps in those aspects. So I'm just going to find ways to get it done.
Hey, Caleb, Zach Chabalala, Metro Philadelphia. You've had an opportunity to develop kind of a chip on the shoulder, just the way that you came into the league, the way that you established yourself in the league. But at the same time, you've also played in high leverage situations. You felt heavy expectations. How do you feel your unique journey has kind of prepared you for an opportunity like this in Philadelphia, where the end goal is obviously a championship?
Yeah. I definitely think that, you know, my experience and the roles I played and the stages I've, you know, been fortunate enough to play on already will definitely play a part in me bringing here. That's what I hope to bring. That's, you know, what I hope to bring here and instill in whatever role I'm, you know, asked to do here. We got a lot of guys who's been there and done that, been on certain stages, played at a high level, performed at a high level. So, you know, I'm excited to even learn from those guys and, you know, just combine all of our experiences and everybody's talent. And, you know, I think the good thing that we have is, you know, everybody's been close, you know, to being the last team standing, but nobody's quite, you know, done it yet besides obviously Nurse and Kyle and those guys. So, you know, we all want to be a part of a team and individuals with the ultimate bragging rights. So, you know, I think we're all excited to try to make that happen.
Caleb, right in the middle here. James Jackson, Odyssey Sports, right here. It's kind of piggybacking off that question. You talked about, you know, your experience in high-level situations. Obviously, you know, the Miami Heat making, you know, 2 pretty good runs in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Can you talk about what exact like intangibles you can bring outside of just playing a game of basketball on the court, but you know what exactly you can bring from those experiences from the Heat to the Sixers team?
Yeah, I definitely think that you know, I think just the versatility will be big on this team that I bring. Not only me, but we got a lot of guys who can play multiple positions, and I think that's what makes us a deep team is, and it goes back to being positionless. You know, to be able to guard the 1 through 4, and you know, and also I think just kind of stepping more and be a little bit more vocal. You know, kind of as I was in Miami, and I'm not too vocal off the court, but I think on the court it's just. It's a little different for me. I speak up a lot, and I like to, you know, I just like to figure things out, and I love to collaborate with my teammates. So I just, you know, want to try to bring leadership intangibles as well. Just, you know, obviously going into my 6th year, and I've, you know, played on a certain stage and had certain experiences. So, you know, just try to bring all that and combine all that and instill that, and you know, whatever role I'm playing here. So.
Hey, in the middle here, Caleb. Noah Levick, NBC Sports Philly. You'd mentioned a couple months ago that Kyle is like a big brother to you. What's your relationship like, and what are you expecting it'll be like playing with him again?
Yeah, I mean, we have a great relationship. I've learned a lot from him in a short amount of time in Miami, and he's a winner. You know what I mean? He knows what it takes to win. He's been there, and he's done that. So, and you know, and just what he brings, you know, he's got such a high IQ, and he just knows the game. And I think learning from him and be able to add someone like, you know, I kind of seen the instant impact he had midway through the year when he got traded from Miami to here, and seeing how he just impacts teams in a positive way. And so, you know, you can definitely a guy that you can learn a lot from, and that you love to be on the same team as. So. And number 1, Philadelphia, here they come, team of the year. Whatever that means.
Matt Murphy,
yeah, let's freaking go, man.
Right. Whether it's things that
likable
Kyle
guys
Lowry
on his team
has told you because he's from here or not, what do you think makes you a good fit for the city?
I think what the city is about, I think it's, you know, it's just they love it. It's gritty, you know what I mean? And I think that's just kind of how I play. I think it's, you know, I think I said it before when I first got here, it was just kind of about, you know, by any means necessary type of mentality. And I think that's what I bring to the team and my role. And, you know, and it's just however to get it done is how we need to get it done. And I've been on the other side coming here and playing against Philly, and just seeing how rowdy and everything it can get. And just seeing how their players and their team just feed off the environment of the crowd and stuff. So you know, that's just right up my alley. So I'm excited to be a part of that and be on the good end of it. So yeah, appreciate y'all.
Super excited for Caleb Martin. I got a question for the chat again. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your answer. And once again, welcome in. Be sure to like the show, subscribe to the channel. Do you think that Caleb Martin should be a starter on this team? Should he start at the 4, or do you think it should be Yabusele or somebody else? Give me your thoughts in the chat. We'll have the next person coming up. Before I read out some of your answers, got to give another shout out to our great partner of today's show. It is the great BetUS. Right now, you can go to betus.com, go sign up, and get a 150% deposit match on your first deposit and a 125% deposit match on the next two by using the code YouTube150. Go ahead and check them out for your NFL odds, your NBA. We got MLB playoffs coming up. It's almost Red October. Go ahead and check them out. And right now for the 76ers this season, they have them with the third best odds to win the championship. BetUS is rocking with the Sixers. We're rocking with the Sixers. So go ahead and check them out. Plus 800 right now over on BetUS. Again, use the code YouTube150 and get a 150% deposit match bonus on your first deposit after signing up. Shout out to BetUS. All right. Let's go back to the action. See if we got somebody else coming up. Should Caleb Martin be a starter on this team? What do you guys think? BC says yes. Matt, yes. Secret says yes. Bryce says KM should definitely start. Jason says they need to battle it out in training camp. Good point. I think this week is going to be huge for some of these camp battles. Gray says he has a chance. In order to keep it, he has to put in the work. Brandon says, yes, Caleb Martin should be the starter. Benjamin says Caleb should start. Let's go, man. Shout out to everybody rocking with us on a Monday afternoon. Sixers Media Day. For once, it's drama-free. And we're having a good time getting to know some of these new Sixer players. Like they said earlier, man, there's a lot of new guys. A lot of turnover constantly on this team. Hopefully they can get some solidified role players that will stick for a long time. Gotta love it, man. The vibes are high right now. The vibes are high. Wonder who they're going to bring on next. Who else is in the chat? Shout out to the chat. Honestly, I think there's a lot of interesting media days going on today, especially with new rosters and a lot of turnover and things like that. All right, I wonder who they're going to bring up next, man. Who are they going to bring up next? All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what your starting five in the chat would be pre-training camp. Before we see any of the battles play out, things like that, who do you think should be the starting five for the 76ers? And we'll read some of them out when we get back. All right, Sixer Nation, we're back. Do we even have anybody else to interview? I'm trying to think. I guess Lester Quinones, right? He's the last two-way spot. Is he even there? Trying to think. Did we interview everybody else? We've been live for 2.5 hours, so let's read out some of your starting lineup predictions before camp. Maxey, Kelly, PG, Caleb, and JoJo. Hey, we got the mascot. Let's go. Yo. Lexi says Embiid, Maxey, PG, and I don't know about the other two. Embiid, Maxey, George, Oubre. Martin says Brandon Smith. I would do Martin and Oubre as well if not. Yo, shout out to Franklin, man. My man just came in. Yo. What a guy, man. What a guy. Oh, yeah, Kyle. Kyle didn't go yet. I guess he's the last one. And maybe Quinones. Once again, I want to thank everybody who's been in here today. We are gearing up for a great season of coverage. This is our 5th year covering the team, and your support means the world. So shout out to the members. Shout out to everybody who shows love in the chats. We'll be live every game this season. We'll have a pre- and post-game coverage as well. We'll have our normal news videos, and we are going to be doing weekly shows as well. So a lot of big things incoming. Be sure to turn those noties on. Go down below. Hold on. Let me show you how to do it. Some people get in the chat, and they're like, how do I even turn the noties on? Let me go ahead and show you. Hold up. Where are we at? Let's see. Oh, I got to do it on a... We'll go over to the A to Z account. By the way, if you guys aren't following my Eagles coverage right now, search up A to Z Philly and come support us, man. Guys got to go. If you're on your phone, you got to go down there, right? See that little bell icon right there? Boom. Hit that bell. Bada boom, bada bing. Turn those noties on. That way you know anytime we upload content or go live, and you'll be the first one in the chat. Shout out to Franklin, man. RB, do you think Kyle Lowry could play as small forward or power forward? No. With Embiid, PG, and Tyrese, we could win with Franklin at the 4. Ego says, you know what? Start Franklin at the 4. Let's go. If I had to guess what the starting 5 is going to be, I liked what Caleb Martin said there about positionless basketball. I think it will probably end up being Maxey, PG. I guess, I don't know who's at the 2, but Maxey, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised even if Kyle started and Maxey started at the 2, but it's probably not going to happen. Probably Maxey, Kelly, PG, Martin, and Joel. That would be my prediction. And yeah, I think you could get really creative. Maybe Eric Gordon could start. Kelly could be the 6th man. I think Kyle could be the first guard off the bench. There's Franklin again. Don't know what he's doing. But yeah, I think you could start Kelly. You could bring him off as a 6th man. I think Caleb Martin could also be a 6th man. I think there's a lot of ways you could go. If Yabusele is a beast and he comes out looking like he's ready to start at the 4, maybe he could start. Caleb and Kelly could be that duo off the bench. I think there's a lot of creativity with Nurse here, and you got Ricky Council. You got a lot of players on this team. Remo says, I like the idea of starting Yabu and letting Caleb be more of a scoring leader off the bench. Yeah, it would be pretty cool. Even if Kelly and Caleb were a duo off the bench, with Drummond and Kyle, and then you have Gordon starting at the 2. I don't know, man. Maybe he's a little bit too old. Eric Gordon's 35 years old. Also, I want to remind you guys to follow me on Twitter as well, at RB Philly Take, and follow our Instagram page. We're going to be doing a giveaway soon over there, so check it out. And join our Discord channel. Join our Discord. We're going to be talking in there a lot. Join the Discord. Brandon says, I don't think Eric Gordon is going to start. Are we going to hear from Kyle or not, man? Come on. Where's my man at? So do you guys believe it that Joel Embiid lost 30 pounds this offseason? He said he lost 25 to 30 pounds. Are we buying that? I mean, he does look a lot slimmer. 30 pounds is a lot, though. 30 pounds is a lot. If Kyle doesn't hop on here in a couple minutes, we'll probably close it down. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, turn the noties on. We're going to have training camp videos out every day this week. A lot of coverage on the way. Gray says, does it feel good to not have Tobias? What a difference. You know, it is pretty true. It is pretty true. Not having Tobias here, it feels a lot different. A lot different. Still got 500 people in the chat, though, man. Shout out to everyone in here. Thank you all for joining in. Everybody smash that thumbs up while we're waiting, man. Get it up to 500 likes. Philly Take with RB. Let's do it. All right, we'll give it like 2 to 3 more minutes. See what happens. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. If you have any comments, thoughts, drop them in the chat. Shout out to Secret Underdog, my channel member in the building. Cool J, what's going on, my guy? Ace says Embiid is trolling about the 30 pounds. £30 to Joel Embiid is like 3 pounds to a normal sized human. Maybe. I hope he did. I think Joel needs to be in the best shape possible. I think he has done a much better job of it over the last couple of years, but yeah, whatever it takes to get to the playoffs healthy. Maybe that's utilizing Maxey and PG more on certain nights, but whatever it is, man. Daryl Morey started off this whole show with it. He said, we are going to manage him a lot more effectively. Cool J says, how confident are you about this season 1 to 10? I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident. Is Ricky Council really 6'6"? I think so. Aaron says, thoughts on the new arena, if it should be built in Chinatown or stay in South Philly? I mean, if it were up to me, I would keep it in South Philly, but I know that it's inevitably going to move. I think there's a lot of challenges that present themselves, but they do have 7 years to figure it out. And I think that the residents of that area are going to be frustrated and not want to move and not have their rent hiked up and things like that. But overall, once it's all settled and finalized, will it be cool? Yeah, in some ways. Like I said, I still like the Philly vibe and environment with all the places together, but this is more of a financial play. And, you know, they're even looking into adding a WNBA team. So they're going to do more than just the Sixers, and it's inevitable at this point. They want to be on their own time schedule. They don't want to have to coincide with the Flyers and things like that. So, yeah, I think it's going to happen, and we'll see if they can figure it out. Jose, what's going on, man? Says we definitely have players that are lightning fast to the basket. Grace says, RB, are you going to have more collabs this season? Yeah, we have a lot of good stuff on the way. We're planning on doing a weekly Sixers show because obviously we cover all the games live, but just to kind of talk more about the team on a week-to-week basis, how they're progressing, you know, certain things to keep your eyes on, all of that stuff. We're going to have a weekly show that we're putting together. So I'm excited about that. Dawson says, I would say most likely 10 to 15 pounds, but he looks good though. He really does, for sure. Guess we have to savor the 7 years at the Fargo. Exactly. Keep in mind, the team is going to look completely different in 7 years, so hopefully that'll be inspiration to keep them relevant. Who knows what 7 years is going to look like? I guess Kyle forgot it was media day. Might be sleeping or something. Was building their own stadium in the sports complex not an option? Yeah, I don't think that was an option. I don't know who owns that entire property, but I know that they wanted to get away from Comcast Spectacor, so it was either Camden, New Jersey on the waterfront or Center City. So they pushed hard to keep it in Philly, and still not completely finalized, but seems like that's what we're trending towards, and kind of shapes a new era in Philadelphia sports history, I guess. Kyle's at the nursing home. RB, how do you feel about McCain? High hopes. I think it's going to be tough for him to crack the floor this year, unfortunately. Really like the kid, but I just think there's a lot of guards on this team who have more veteran experience, who have been in the types of moments that this team wants to be in. And unless McCain comes out shooting lights out like 45%, I just don't know how he's going to have a role for extended minutes on the floor this season. Remo says Kyle's down about the Birds. I understand the tardiness. That's true. By the way, I'm going to throw my Eagles link in the chat as well. We've been covering the Eagles as well, in case you guys don't know, and like the Philadelphia Eagles, or like me, and would like to check out our channel. I'm going to go ahead and drop this link in here, in case you guys want to go check it out. But yeah, man, a lot of coverage to come this season. Kyle pulling a James Harden. Kyle too busy trying to catch the team, forget about the fans. RB, how do you think we stack up with New York after the Cat trade? It's a good question, man. I think New York got better. I know a lot of people were commenting on my last video saying, you know, you're crazy. They didn't get better. They got better. They fulfilled a need. Now, whether Karl Anthony Towns can do it in the deepest moments of the playoffs is a different story. I do think after sleeping on it a little bit more that the Knicks are going to be hurt by losing DiVincenzo. They never got to fulfill the Nova Knicks entirely. Apparently, DiVincenzo didn't like his role or what it would have been. But nonetheless, I think the Knicks still got better. But I still think the Sixers could beat them. And I think losing DiVincenzo is a huge piece of their identity. I mean, just think back to the playoffs this last year. Whether it was, what was it, game 2 when the Sixers had that blunder. I forget which game it was. But, you know, DiVincenzo hitting that clutch 3, just being a gritty player. like I said, it was hard for me to root against the Nova guys because I'm a Nova fan, but I hate all of them after that series. The way that they played, they were nasty. You know what I mean? And DiVincenzo was a big part of that. I don't think losing Julius Randle is, such a hit like people are making it out to be. I don't think Julius Randle fit that team at all. I don't think he fits the Timberwolves. And I don't think the Timberwolves made the right decision in trading away Karl Anthony Towns. But at the end of the day, the Knicks got a center, which they needed after they lost Hartenstein. That's definitely a big loss. And, now they add more shooting. They add another pick and roll option or just really a pick and roll option in general that can pop out to the perimeter. And I think Brunson's game is going to look a little bit different now with Karl Anthony Towns. So I think the Knicks got better, but I think they are definitely beatable. And another thing is that the Knicks have no wiggle room now with their roster. They traded all their assets. They are in the second apron. They're trying to move pieces around just to make that trade work. So if somebody goes down with injury or they want to improve this or that, they really cannot do anything to improve their roster. They have a lot of tight restrictions on their team. So I think it's a dangerous game to play if I'm the New York Knicks, but we'll see, man. I don't think the Wolves made a good trade. I don't understand all the, Minnesota fleeced them in this trade. I don't get that at all. Minnesota finally went to the conference finals for the first time in so long, and they trade away Karl Anthony Towns, who's been the cornerstone of the franchise for 9 years. I know you bring in Edwards, but Cat has been such an integral part to that team, and you keep the center that can't play offense. I don't get it. I really don't. But anyway, man, we'll see what that trade looks like when it's completely finalized. I know they included Charlotte in the trade now, so there may be pieces moving. They had to waive Marcus Morris and Chuma Okeke, so maybe they have to send out another trade. I don't know. But I think the Sixers stack up well. I think in the Eastern Conference with the Celtics, Sixers, and Knicks, it's going to make for a very enticing season. A couple other teams may climb up there like the Pacers or the Miami Heat. Oh, and speaking of which, I actually just saw something a little while ago while we were listening. Apparently, Giannis Antetokounmpo hasn't talked to Damian Lillard the whole offseason or worked out with him. Nobody's talked about the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Bucks are screwed. But it's going to be interesting to see how the East shapes out. But anyway, I guess that's it, man. Kyle doesn't want to talk to the Sixers media, so guess that's where we're at. But we got to hear from everybody else, all the new Sixers, and this team is going to be exciting this season. Feast your eyes. It is really real. Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid. It's got to be now. It has to be now. Can they do it this year? I want to give one more shout out to BetUS. Once again, use a 150% deposit match bonus using the code YouTube150 when you sign up. Go ahead and get that bonus on your first deposit match and get a 125% on the next two over on BetUS.com right now. Like I said, I'm rocking with the Joel Embiid MVP odds. I think fourth is way too low, but hey, I'm not complaining. Get those odds in on Joel while you can. Shout out to BetUS and shout out to the best chat in the entire world. Thank you all for being a part of this show. Sixers Media Day 2024 is a wrap. Put those notifications on. We will have training camp videos every day this week. And the coverage is going to ramp up from there. Philly Take with RB. Follow us on all socials, man. Connect with us behind the scenes. Most importantly, join the Discord as well so you get updated and you can talk with other Sixer fans as well. Let me go ahead and drop this Discord link in here one more time. We're going to start adding more moderators to the show who can help me out with this stuff, but appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you all for being a part of it. RB, what's Ricky's jersey's number now? It looked like he was wearing number 14. Looked like he was wearing 14. Ego says, Juggernauts on I-95. Let's go. Game day on Monday against the New Zealand Breakers. Yeah, first preseason game next week. We'll be live streaming it against the New Zealand Breakers, whoever that is. But anyway, I'm excited, man. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day and a great week. Training camp starts tomorrow in the Bahamas. We'll talk about it all, man. I'm pumped. Big season incoming. Sixer Nation, the best in the world. Everybody enjoy your day. Have a good one, man. Peace.